Welcome everyone to the Coach McDonald Show and Carroll Football Review today. We're going to start off talking about the Booker T. Washington game. Coach, we got a big early win, 47-20 over Booker T. Washington. A lot of good plays on defense, offense. You want to talk about some of the different highlights of that game?
Yeah, I had to take my mind back since we skipped a week. It was a good win. I really don't like playing week 0. I think it's too early to start football games. I think we should start a whole week later than what we start now. Shouldn't play till Labor Day. However, we don't make those rules. High School Athletics Association does. But, in the past we've usually played our red and white game that night, and it has went along with the community pep rally and all that. But we had to get a schedule. We were all, when we reclassified 2 years ago, and we were doing the schedule. Had an opportunity to keep Booker T on the schedule, and we just, we're having trouble finding people to play other than sub-mate opponents. And so, we've always had a good relationship with Booker T, and our kids, we love going over there. They want to feed our kids right there at the concession stand after the game. But anyway, we kept them on the schedule and had to play week 0 to do that. So, we did what we needed to do. And, we thought we had a good idea about what they would do. Offensively, there was a few things that we wasn't sure, so we adjusted pretty well. But even though it was a big win, we made some mistakes, and it was an opportunity for some guys to learn from. We had some young kids and kids playing new positions, and they were able to make some mistakes. Therefore, it led us to coach them. And that's always good, even in a big win, if there are some mistakes. So, it's teachable moments for the kids, and hopefully it won't happen again later on down the road. But, everybody got to played every kid on the team. And, we told them that's not going to happen all the time. And so anyway, we got out of it healthy. And like I said, big win. A lot of kids and experience. There's nothing like game experience. We're starting a lot of guys. Offensively, we're starting 1 9th grader on the offensive line, starting 3 10th graders that have never started. Riley started 1 or 2 games last year, but not as a full-time starter. So we're playing a lot of new kids, young kids, and it gave them some experience.
Yeah, that was great to start the season off with a victory. And then we followed up last Friday night, and this is what I want to congratulate you, Coach, on your 100th career victory as a head football coach. It's got to be a special to you.
It is. It's a great honor, but a lot of people had a lot to do with that, and that's what I told them the other night. I've had a lot of outstanding players in my career. I've been lucky. I've been in good places where people supported us, and I've had outstanding assistant coaches over the years. And the wins just happen to go by my name, but there's a lot of people that have had a lot to do with that. And you start thinking, I think 16 years as a head coach, and this is my 17th. So I thought about all the kids that helped contribute to that, and it's not even just a team honor; it's a career honor to all the people that's been a part. And I was sitting and I was trying to think, is it Coach Suber, Coach Jackson? They've been with me. Coach Manus, first year, he was middle school, then he came up and he left 1 year. So we were trying to figure out which one of my assistants had the most win. And it dawned on me, it was an assistant that was with me his first job. I hired him at Beauregard when I first got the job, and he went with me to Valley. And I think he had been with me for 48 wins. Wow. And it didn't dawn on me until we started looking at that, and it really makes you think about all the different people that really played a part in those 100 wins. And so it was a great honor. It's like I told the kids after the game, the 39 here have been the most fun, because when I took this, you all know what the reputation across the state. You cannot win in Ozark.
Yes.
It don't make no mistake. No coach, nowhere, nobody ever thought you could win here. And when I took it, they said, you've lost your mind. You cannot win there. Everybody gets fired there or quits there and never coaches again. That's the reputation of it.
Yeah.
And but we've had outstanding players and outstanding assistants, and I think that's what's been so enjoyable to prove to people that you could win here. And it's been a lot of fun, and I know you've enjoyed it.
Oh, absolutely.
And, so those 39 here to me are as special as any of the 100. It's been fun, and I watched our middle school last night, and they're young. They have a lot of 7th graders playing, not many 8th graders, but they're real athletic, and we're playing a lot of young kids. And we just want to continue what we're doing and continue having success. And I wanted the kids to know after the game, it was good for me. I loved it. I enjoyed that. A lot of coaches will say, but tell the truth. I mean, we all enjoy that. We all have a little ego. We like that to be stroked sometimes. It's the truth. Ain't no sense in saying you don't. But really and truly, the first 30 minutes after that game, I was happy for our kids.
Yes.
Because they had been in a dogfight.
Oh, it was. I mean,
and we knew going in it was going to be a dogfight. And we'll talk more about that later, but they had every opportunity to lose the game.
Exactly.
Because with 4 minutes to go, we had no success offensively except the touchdown call back.
Yep.
I didn't know what, I didn't know if we were going to get another opportunity or 2 more chances because they run the ball like we do, and that clock was flying.
It was going.
And so anyway, I was happy for our kids. I didn't even really embrace what we had done until later.
Right.
But because I was just so excited, the kids found a way to win, and they're the ones it's about. They're the ones. Because without the kids here or everywhere else I've coached, there's no 100 wins. There's no wins. And so anyway, but I do appreciate it. All the congratulations. I appreciate that from everybody. But like I said, it's not just me. And I know that's a coach's cliche, but it is true. It's been outstanding players and outstanding assistant coaches that have helped me to win 100 football games.
I can vouch for the fact those couple of years of 16 and 17, we were undefeated regular season. It was like I was walking on clouds the whole time. I mean, it was just awesome time, and I thank you for that. Also, you're not only the 100 wins, you're also the second winningest Carroll High School head football coach as well, behind the legendary Paul Terry here.
Right.
That's got to mean a lot too.
Yeah, I think Coach Terry was here. I think I looked at it one time, 11 years or 12 years, something like that. He had some outstanding football teams, but if you look at it, the thing that Coach Terry had that I knew the only way to have a chance to be successful here, I think the first 3 or 4, they were, I think, losing seasons.
Right.
But he stuck with it, and the people stuck with him, and his plan had an opportunity to develop. And, his style of coaching probably not a lot different from mine. And
I played for him, and I can vouch for that. I mean, it was a run-heavy, play tough defense, and that mirrors your style. And
our philosophy's always been we're going to try to put the best ones on defense. We'll coach what's left on offense and do our best to stop them, keep the game close, try to be pretty good in the kicking game, and find a way to win. And it's been a good formula. That's all I've ever done. It's the formula I'm always going to do. And but yes, it's an honor to be the second winningest head coach here. I think 35 wins, would catch Coach Terry. And but that's a long way. You got to keep winning. You got to keep going. But it is. I like to think of the fact that you've probably had a couple of real good runs in the history of this program, and I'd like to think a lot of what we do does resemble a lot of what Coach Terry did.
Absolutely.
And so that kids like it. They've embraced it. Sometimes fans would like to see all the other stuff, but the problem is they don't know what our talent allows us to do. Something else we could do, we're going to do whatever we can do to win.
Right.
But right now, we're doing what our talent plays to us to do.
Yeah, they're not at practices every day seeing what's going on. So exactly. Because if it can be done, you'd be doing it.
Yeah. no coach is going to go out there and say, "Hey, I'm going to do this so we can lose. I'm not going to do this. We're going to do what gives us the best opportunity."
Yes. All right, well, Coach, you want to get into the Russell County game here? We got some highlights coming up here for Friday night's game.
Well, Les, we knew this was going to be tough. A little background while the people are watching on Russell County. You know, there's been times Russell County has not been very good over the years. You know, years ago they were Chavala and several other teams, and they've combined, but they had a couple of good runs when Dwight Jones was the head coach, and then Mitch Hamilton, who was an assistant, became the head coach. Well, they had been down for a long time after that, and they got stuck in Class 6A, and it's hard for them to compete 6A. But Dwight Jones went back, and Dwight Jones was a 100-something game winning head coach himself. He went back a couple of years ago. So they had been going in the right direction. Well, he went ahead and got his 10 years in Alabama and went to Pacelli in Georgia. Well, they hired Mark Rose, who had been the head coach at Smith Station, Tallis, Endorf, Jackson, and I think they are paying him about $100,000. Mm-hmm. And he's got a great coaching staff. Some of his coaches have coached for me. I've coached with some of those as assistants. So it's not just this year. It's something that's been going on for a few years at Russell County. And I knew they were going to be competitive. I knew they were going to get after us. And I also knew defensively that they would present us problems offensively because they knew a lot more about what we tried to do. And the other thing is they look like us on offense just out of another formation. Mm-hmm. So they're kind of used at practice. They're practicing against that every day. Yeah. They're not going against spread when they're going best on best. They're going against kind of what we do. And so that it makes it easier for their kids to get in there and battle against some physical stuff like we try to do. And they had some good players. And you know, both teams made a lot of mistakes. I thought it was a mistake played game on both teams' parts. There was lots of holding. There was holding calls not called on both teams. There was offsides. I thought it was sloppy. But all that can be fixed. But a little history on Russell County. That's what I wanted to give you. And, you know, they're a lot better. They'll have a hard time in 6A. If they were 5A, they'd have a real good chance to be a good football program. But I can tell you this, the staff there, Mark Rose and his staff, they're going to give those kids every opportunity to win, no matter what class they're in. It's a tough battle there. And but anyway, we knew it would be tough. I was more concerned. Right here you see Brandon on the quarterback keep. He scores a touchdown, but we had a holding call, and it was a hold, and it was a holding at the point of attack. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure the guy would have made the play, but the official made a good call. We're not a good behind-the-sticks team offensively. And we tell our kids, we get penalties, we're not in good shape.
Because that's basically what stalled our first drive here was penalty stall drive. I mean,
and if you see, as you go through the game, there's penalties later, and there's blown assignments, and that cost us when we're second long and third long. Well, we're not equipped for that. We're not built for that, and so that's part of the issue. But our kids understand that, and they'll get better. It's like Coach Sober talked about his linemen yesterday. We're going to get better, and that's all you can ask. Our kicking game, Coach Pierce is handling the special teams, and, man, he takes care of those punters and kickers and snappers, and he's done a great job with those. Right here, Hagan has never played football before. First game, he punted a couple times against Booker T, and we held the ball a little too long, and that's something he's got to work on. So we put DQ in later to punt, because we got one block. But that comes with experience of playing football.
Yeah,
he's never done it.
Ever.
Yeah, and because when he punted against Booker T, it wasn't much pressure. It was at the end.
And he had some good punts.
He did, and he's a good punter.
He is.
So it's just things we got to try to correct and work on. And defensively, I thought we played a real good football game, especially the fact that defensively we got kids playing that have not played in certain positions. And but I thought they played hard all night Friday night. We had a good plan. Coach Manus is defensive coordinator, and he's doing an outstanding job. And Coach Jackson handles the defensive line, and Coach Boswell's got the inside linebackers. And I'm having to pull double duty this time. I'm having to coach outside linebackers, and so thought we did a good job. I thought we had a good plan. The defense played real well.
Yeah, defensively they had 9 drives total, and they had 6 of them ended in punts, and then they had a fumble on one of their drives, and of course they got the late touchdown in the second quarter.
Right.
to take this 6-0 halftime lead.
And we kind of got turned around on a pass that had we not, we probably would have picked it off or knocked it down, and they wouldn't have scored. And but those are things you can learn from. They're opportunities to learn, and so.
But that was a solid defensive performance, big time.
It was. I thought the defense played an outstanding job. I thought Nate Ward, he's an inside linebacker, did a good job. D'Angelo Fryer also. And D'Angelo, we had to tweak what we were doing defensively, and he had to move up and play a little bit at a hybrid position for us. And trying to look right there and see, Terry played well at tackle.
Sure did.
Jabez played well. Vance coming off the edge. We had him and Furby coming off the edge the whole night. They both did a pretty good job for us. And Willie played real well at the penetrator. He played good. And, what's in the secondary, Kai and Austin and Jason all did a good job. We didn't get beat deep any. And there were some routes they tried to lull you asleep and hit you on some verticals. And we played pretty good. Just had that one play that we didn't knock the ball down. And but overall, played pretty good.
And speaking back to some of the kickers and stuff, Chase Wolf had a real good job on the extra points.
That extra point was big.
Yeah, Mike Reeder, the sideline guy for our radio crew, said one of the officials after that first kick, he says, "Where'd y'all get him from?" He rocketed that one through there.
When he kicked it, there was a lot of pressure because 7-6 compared to 6-6.
Yes.
And all we had to do was hold him.
Yes.
And
you like our chances with our defense.
The fact that Chase had never played a lot of football, we
pressure.
probably didn't even know it was pressure.
Yeah.
He just went out there to kick it. Probably didn't even think about any pressure. And no, he did an outstanding job. He did a good job on the kickoffs for us. And Jason Reese snaps on the punts, and he does that goes unnoticed a lot of times. Does a good job. And
everything. Nate Ward on the holds the ball.
Yep, Nate holds. Yep. Little screen pass right there. We worked hard on that. Austin Mitchell came up, played it perfect. And the one that was called back later on, we played it right. Nate was right there, broke down to make the tackle, and he just gets mugged.
Oh, yeah, yes.
And the official threw the flag, and it was right in front of him. I mean, it was.
I know their coaches were.
But if they watched the film,
exactly.
they said, because he was going to make the play.
Right.
And it was a takedown. It wasn't even a. I mean, it was a
wrestling move.
Yes. So it was a takedown. All right, we get the ball back right here, and we're missing a few blocks, and they came out in a 5-3, and they're stunting a lot, and we really wasn't sure what they were going to do. And like right here, one guy, if we can get that one guy blocked, Brandon probably has a chance to make a big play. And right here, they call a perfect stunt right into the reverse. And look, if that guy don't make the play, it's going to be Kai in the corner, one-on-one. But look, that's why the other teams coach too. They're over there practicing their kids, and they called a perfect stunt right into the play. And so I think we put DQ in the punt right here. Is Hagan still punting right here?
I think DQ, I believe.
Now, Hagan is, no, that's when we held the ball.
That was it. That's right. Yes.
But now, look, Hagan does a great job holding on because they actually don't score.
Right.
But it flips the field.
Yeah.
And that hurt. So.
Yeah, he did a good job, mate, keeping him out of the end zone.
Let's see. Defense right here. I'm pretty sure they don't score here. I think
they don't score here.
We made a good. We got after them. Had a good stop right there. Yeah, and that was a hole right there.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was a legitimate call. I mean, they tackled the guy on the edge, who would have made the stop.
Backed him way up.
There's the fumble. I was hoping we could scoop and score that thing.
Yeah.
But right now, they're giving us a lot of problems. You see them stunting. We're not picking things up. And, but again, some of these guys, it's first time they've started in certain positions. Had a fumble snap. See, it's second and 7. Had we just picked up 3 or 4 more, it's 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4.
Right. A lot better, more manageable.
But 3rd and long, it's just not. We're not equipped for 3rd and long. That's just not what we're built for. We tried to pop a trap on them, and so later on, there's a couple of times they had us 3rd and long after penalties, and we tried to run some perimeter stuff with Brandon, but they knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I was just hoping maybe he'll pop it and his athleticism.
Right.
But they had scouted us. They knew what we were going to do, but we just got to cut out mistakes. That's a big thing. We got to cut out fumble snaps. We got to cut out the penalties, and we've got to stop that and start, executing, being a little bit cleaner on stuff, and we'll be okay.
Because very seldom when we're running one of our rushing plays do we not gain yards.
Yes.
I mean very, very seldom.
So, I mean, if that, if we get 3 and 3, we're real close to a first down. And so, that's kind of what we believe in, our philosophy, and right there. And we just got so many people involved in the tackle, it's hard to just pick one guy out right there.
Another nice stop.
Yep. I think this is the drive they go and score, isn't it?
It is. I believe it is.
So we had opportunities to get them off the field. Here's the pass, and we see it. We don't make the play. And I know Coach Mance is working hard with his DBs, and we just got to make a play on that. We wasn't out of position. We just kind of got turned around, didn't make the play.
Yeah, this was their longest drive. I think it was like a 12 play drive or 11 play drive.
So we got them second long right here. And this, and I guess the defense was getting a little tired. I don't know, but this is where you got to get off the field. And that's what we taught the kids about. You got to get off the field. I mean, it's 2nd and 16. But we go ahead, they score, we come back, and it's down to 4 minutes, and we get a fumble on the punt, and find a way to win the ball game. We getting a little extra tight end set. Right here was this was big play right there. They're probably going to score. If we could stop that, we keep them out. But anyway, kids didn't quit. Look, there's 4 minutes left, and we hadn't gotten close to scoring other than the one call back.
Yes.
It'd been easy for our kids to doubt what we were doing, not have faith, but they didn't. They kept playing. They kept playing. Yep. They got the opportunity they needed, and they seized the moment. We drove it down and scored. Got the ball back again and scored another one to put it away. But it was good. Look, it was a 4-quarter dogfight, and sometimes it's good for your kids to be in those.
Oh yeah.
And somebody had said to me, "We all survived, got out of it. Don't make it so close." And I'm like, "Look, we're glad we won."
Yeah, exactly.
Every game we play is probably going to be a dogfight like that.
Yeah.
And so.
I tell you, Vance Burke, he had that scoop and score against Booker T. Washington, and he was right there. It's like he's got his eyes out for that ball.
Yeah,
He's able to hop on that.
Vance plays real hard, and he plays fast, and he's doing a great job for us. But like I said, it's a big deal. We're been an open week this week, so we're just trying to get ourselves healthy because it was a physical game, and going ahead and getting ahead, looking ahead at Tallahassee. We're prepping for them and going back and working on ourselves some. Offensively, we're spending more time on ourselves. Defensively, we're getting ahead on Tallahassee. So that's kind of been the plan this week. And, we'll get out and go scout this week and see. And then, of course, we won't have the show next week.
Right.
We'll be back after we play Tallahassee the next week.
Well, that sounds good. Well, Coach, once again, congratulations on your 100th victory, and go Eagles.
Thank you.
2 dealerships, 1 big event. Bill Jackson Chevrolet, one of the most trusted names in the auto industry, is celebrating 30 years of outstanding service. Plus, the doors are open at the new Bill Jackson Ford. Save big on new Ford F-150s and new Chevrolet Silverados. A short drive from everywhere with savings like nowhere else.
Know-how. Napa know-how.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Brad McCoy Show, a review of Charles Henderson High School football. And Coach, good to see you, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, you went up against a big 7A school this past weekend with the Enterprise Wildcats, and I thought you played well for 3 quarters.
We did. We played strong at times, and I think we went back and forth for the most part in the first half. Cut it to a touchdown in the third quarter, coming out of halftime, went right down the field, scored, and our guys, we did have some unforced errors that ended up being big plays in the ball game. We turned the ball over twice on offense and 1 time in the kicking game, and you can't give a school like Enterprise, bigger school, more depth, ton of athletes, and one searching for their first win in 2 ball games. You can't give them that kind of opening to make big plays, and we certainly did it.
It might be that I'm from Troy, and but I didn't like exactly the way he did things at the end. He could have sat on the ball, and he didn't. And he scored 2 late touchdowns that didn't matter. But he could have actually just, controlled the clock.
Well, they
were trying to score.
They played a ball game last week and gave up the lead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
Did he say anything to you about it when you talked to him?
He just said he was surprised. I mean, his words were he was wanting to try to figure out was his team going to not finish.
Yeah, that's right.
Just like they didn't finish the week before. So he's trying to figure things out, just like the rest of us.
That's right. He, Coach, the Darlington had a legendary coach from Apopka, Florida, had moved to Enterprise and had won 209 games in his career, 3 state championships. But I thought your team played hard, Coach.
Well, we did play hard, and our guys are going to play hard. I mean, we've got a tough schedule. I mean, our kids know it. We had it last year.
You knew going in there would be a tough ball game.
Absolutely. I mean, last year, they beat us by a touchdown, and we had a shot at the end of the game. I mean, my guys didn't think that we were going to be outmatched. I mean, depth, yes. I mean, that's expected when you got 140 kids on one team and you got 70 on another, and we're just playing up in classification. I think it's going to help us in the long run.
They had a real good running attack, and they ran out of the Notre Dame box, but they were able to shift also into the spread offense, which kept y'all off your feet a little bit. But I thought your offensive line coach protected Puga Jones pretty well.
And they've done it all year so far. I mean, we're down 2 starters.
It's a big, strong Enterprise team.
The center, Sam Knox, is out for 4 to 6 weeks. Ryan Barnes is out for the season. That's 2 starters. That's the center and right guard. We're having to play O-line by committee right now and get kids ready. But we've gotten guys that are ready to go, and we've had a good week of practice. We've created some depth with some young freshmen, and they're just going to have to play ahead of schedule. Yeah. And we're having to pull some D-line over.
I'll tell you one guy that didn't miss a beat that I thought was one of the more dominating. Of course, they had a running back that was really, really good. But I thought Geis, our down lineman coach, man, he's a man. He's a player.
Caleb plays hard. He's got a very good motor about him. Really sometimes his motor gets him into trouble. He's had 2 personal fouls in the last
you're right,
2 weeks. But he don't play dirty football.
He plays hard.
He just plays through the whistle. But
one time he got penalized just because he slammed the guy down. I mean, that's football. I mean, he didn't take him by the teeth and slam him down. He took him by the pants and slammed him down.
Well, and then I got a left tackle getting his helmet ripped off, and we don't get a call.
That's right.
And it should go both ways. That's frustrating to say the least. I'm not here to talk about officiating. I'm just saying it ought to go both ways. If if it's that close. And I told the officials it's going to be a chippy ball game.
Yeah.
You know,
You went up against the third largest high school in the state of Alabama in Enterprise. Did you realize that, Coach?
Well, we did.
They have over 2,500 students. Mm-hmm. And we've got, 500 or 600?
600, yeah, a little over 600.
But again, I thought you played well and played hard, and we were very privileged to have done the game live on Troy Cable this past weekend. Coach, we're going to get into the playback in just a moment. He's going to give me the signal. But I thought it was a good crowd, especially on our side of the game.
And our kids and staff and we all appreciate, the people in Troy coming out to watch our guys play, and it gets our guys excited. We had a great crowd for Pike County.
Yeah.
Turned around and had another great crowd for Enterprise, and hey, we got another one coming up at home this week.
Yeah.
And I really hope this is our first region game, so we really need everybody to come out and support our players, to show them that, hey, win or lose, we need support, and the players don't need to see empty stands as we get this season going. I mean, the season really begins this Friday night with the first region game. This is what's going to affect our future. These games coming up
against Rehoboth, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So it's the Rehoboth Rebels come to town, and they're coming off of a win, aren't they?
Yeah, they're 2-0 in their last two ball games. They beat Geneva in the spring. They beat Ashford Friday night for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Coach Gilliland he's probably got his best group that he's had.
Yeah. Is that Ronnie Gilliland?
Donnie
Gilliland. Okay, I just knew Ronnie Gilliland.
Donnie was at Wicksburg for years.
Yeah, I got you. No question about it. We're ready for our
highlights.
tape. And I was looking up there, and of course, this
There they
show
come.
brought to you by Trojan Auto Parts right here in Troy on South Brundage Street.
I'll tell you one small goal we had to start this ball game. Enterprise had scored on the opening play for 2 weeks in a row, and our defense had a challenge. And I thought they played the opening drive, really well. Made them eat clock, stop the run here.
No question about it.
Great play, throw and catch to Sean McKinney. Sean's had a big 2 games in a row. Great footage right there.
Are they? That's right.
Look
no
at
question
that.
about it. That is good, Coach.
That's nice. Yeah, I'll tell you what, the staff at Troy Cable, golly,
Scott up top here.
They're doing it. This is a great play. This is Sean's touchdown right here early in the game.
Yeah, that surprised me that you threw that, because it had to be a perfect throw and catch, and it was, wasn't it?
Well, that was not the design. That's the first read in that concept, but they did a good job of covering our backside tight end and front side tight end.
Yeah.
I love the
Now, is
footage.
Puka, what are they grade-wise?
Puka's a senior.
Yeah, and McKinney's is he a senior too?
Yeah. We got 3 juniors and 1 senior at the receiver.
That was
Elijah
excellent
Caldwell, just an outstanding, consistent receiver.
And then a very good throw that time too. They had a big, strong running back. They had 2 good running backs.
Josh
One was just
McCray,
a
here he
freshman.
is. You see him that's Caleb Geis.
Oh, gosh. He let that guy know
he's
he
an
was
animal.
I tell you, he was.
Again, we got to pull the reins back a lot of times on him. He's got such a big
Is he a
motor.
major
There's Tyrell
college?
Jones on McCray right here.
His
Man
guy
to
said
man.
major college
Yeah,
prospect.
he will be. He's a junior.
Oh, me. Whoa. He just
Jonathan Carter right there.
Great
He's a
block
senior
on.
running back. Yeah.
And then that was a great
Our
block.
guys, they played with great energy. Our conditioning was so much better. Coach Garner did an excellent job this week. Kickoff team coming down, Tyrell Jones again. You're going to continue to see his number and hear his name.
Boy, he is a good player.
He really is. And, we had a couple of close, plays that didn't go our way on balls that we thought were out.
Coach, I've never seen a high school team pull 5 players. 5 men were out in front.
Student body right and student body left, Mike.
It's amazing.
Well, it's a neat offense, and we run it as well. We've got it as a short yardage goal line package.
There's what I thought.
It's a
should be
neat
pass
concept.
interference, and they didn't call it.
Yeah. Great job right here. J.B. Sanders, getting off the block. J.B., another junior, Our O-line did not do a great job. Again, we got 2 starters out for the year right now, so we're having to piece it together. There's a wheel route right there. Josh McCray
Now they protected pretty well, though, didn't he? On the passing part of it. The offensive line.
That's their favorite play, the counter. And, you know, we did a good job all night.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Great job,
in that pocket,
yeah, he does. Well, the O-line has done, in 2 ball games, has done a really nice job. They understand the protections. Coach Nager's done a fantastic job working with our linemen, you know.
And really, the more that Puka runs the ball, the more his play action is going to work.
Yeah. I tell you, this footage that y'all are getting now is fantastic.
It really is.
It's good stuff.
Coach, he was about a foot away from breaking that one for a touchdown.
Yeah. You know, they like to bring pressure against empty and, you know.
Great catch there.
Yeah.
Great catch.
That's Javen Hill, out another junior.
There's a touchdown.
Great
What
play.
a great
great play.
That Hill coach?
That's Javen. Yeah, he's really caught the attention of all of us.
Is he the guy that played basketball? Or is it
He
taller
doesn't.
receiver?
No, Jay Taylor's the basketball
Okay,
player. He's
yeah,
the other one on the other side.
Okay.
Jay
Good, solid play there, and they could call something on it there.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yep.
They even
Last
get
time,
y'all up
Coach,
there. I
last
know.
time.
I heard all the big applause when they mentioned that you were.
Well, I didn't know about that.
Well, they did. I was down there and I listened. I listened to it, and you had
Well, I
quite.
appreciate that.
You had quite the applause from everybody, which is to be expected.
Well, I appreciate that. Really do.
You mean the world to us. And
Well, you know, I'm not going to go away, but I'm just going to hand the play-by-play
Kind of step
duty
aside a little bit.
over to those guys, and
Yeah.
I can still do it and love doing it, but I think these other guys can do it too.
yeah. Well, again,
I'll be doing the coaches show, and we'll be talking about Charles Henderson
yeah.
all along, you know, every day really on my show.
Right. Well, you know, it's
This right here was a good-looking show of sportsmanship.
yeah.
And it shows how many men they dressed out. I reckon it was right close to 100 at Enterprise, and you know, they look like they've got they've got a big test this week
And Auburn.
against Auburn.
Yeah.
But everybody's got big tests every week. Everybody's got good teams now.
Well, you can't just go through and create a schedule like you want to. I mean, you know, you'd love to have games that are more or less guaranteed, but we don't have any luck finding anybody like that. I mean, we have to go out and we have to go to Mobile. We got to go to Oxford. You know, you got to go down the road to Enterprise and Dothan.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way it is.
Well, you know, losing 2 big linemen, one of them 6'5", 330 pounds. Barnes is a major college prospect.
His surgery went really well yesterday. Good. Sam Knox's surgery, the center on his ankle, it happens, matter of fact, in 5 minutes. He goes and tries to get that ankle fixed, but he may not be back.
And I sure hate that if that's the case.
Yep.
Of course, they're bragging about you, Scott. He's bragging about you.
What a great, just great footage. Best, I'll tell you.
And David down on the field was
awesome. Love the sideline stuff.
No question about it. And it tickles me to see, what we can do. And
well, the kids, I mean, they're the ones that's getting. I mean,
exactly.
They just love it, and it's great for them. They get that kind of exposure and that kind of big time TV feel that a lot of high school kids don't get. Unless they make it to the news,
Coach, I've said this a few times about your team. I think your fronts on both sides of the ball, especially your defensive front with guys. Nobody, even Enterprise, did not just run it right up your gut. You know, most of the time
just on the edges.
Your fronts, stood up to the challenge pretty
well,
much.
And that's their offense. That's what they're trying to do. You know, they don't want to run right at you. They're going to get it on the corner where they're bringing 3 and 4 linemen. Versus DBs, and it's very smart. You know, if your scheme, it does that. And Coach Darlington, this isn't his first rodeo.
Yeah, I know.
And you can learn a lot from coaches like that, and you take a lot from it.
Yeah. We also appreciate Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Trucks being one of our sponsors. We appreciate them so much. They'll beat anybody's deal. In fact, they beat anybody's deal with me not long ago, and I really do enjoy my Jeep and very much. Coach, of course, Rehoboth coming to town, and it's a big region game. And that's really if you play hard and get better and better and better every week, and then when the playoffs come around, you can't ask for much more.
Well, that's everybody's goal. I mean, you do want to improve. You want to fix the mistakes you made the week prior. I mean, when the region games roll around, you've got to eliminate mistakes. You've got to take care of the football. You got to be healthy, and then you got to get out and you got to execute and play good, and that's what our goal is this Friday night.
No question about it. And of course, I know it's tough to lose two players of their ability, but at the same time, you've had a couple of guys that you haven't played both ways. You notice how many people they played both ways. That surprising?
Well, it does. I mean,
the quarterback plays both ways.
The two best players I've got play both ways.
Yeah,
well, and that's but they play them on the back end. Yeah. They play them at safety, so they're not in the contact as much. But they use their athleticism. You saw McCray on an interception. Yeah. Phenomenal play. Yeah. Puka puts it. He normally, like I tell my receivers, he's going to put it in arm's length.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You may have to make a tough catch, but the ball's going to be close. McCray just goes up and.
No question about it. But again, I like this Charles Simpson team, and like you said, we'll be playing the 5A team this week, and I think this team's going to get better and better. And how do you feel about it?
I agree 100%. I mean, we had a great Labor Day practice Monday morning. We had a great yesterday, and we had a good morning this morning, and we'll go back this afternoon, and we'll go through again all our kicking teams, which we do in the afternoon. We'll polish up on the opponent, give them our looks again that they're going to see Friday night. And, listen, the attitude's been great. They've worked extremely hard. And everybody's being accountable to each other, and they're hard on themselves. We make mistakes they know they can correct. These guys have went out and have been determined to fix them. Now we got to go out and put it into motion here in a couple of days and play a very good Rehoboth football team at home.
Of course, at the end of the game, after you watch the film, anybody stand out real well that might have had a coming out game?
Well, I think up front, guys that we're moving around a little bit or have had to take on starting roles. We've got a lineman named Cornelius Tarver that has really caught my eye, that has done a really good job of learning the concepts and having to get in there in the fire and make plays. And Javen Hill, that junior wide receiver, the one that caught the touchdown. There towards the end, is another that we're moving around and kicking teams because he's showing that he'll block. He's a great athlete. He hustles. And we got a host of others. Keystone Hill's a linebacker that does a great job.
Exactly. I'll tell you another one that I liked with number 4, your punter. I thought he punted the ball better.
I'm glad you brought that up. Bradley, and knock on wood, but Bradley Caldwell, the last 2 weeks, we've put a lot on him, and we call him the pride team, our punt team, and Bradley has done an excellent job of flipping the field. He's locked in. He concentrates on catching the ball. He gets it punted, and he puts it where we're supposed to put it.
And kicked a couple of real nice kicks, and like you said, that's very, very important. And it's a real weapon, and your kickoff guy's kicking the ball pretty good too.
Caleb Geis is kicking it deep. Hayden Bush has won the. Hayden Bush, Dave Bush, our longtime trainer, his son, 9th grader, has won the PAT kicking job.
Well, great.
So he'll have his first shots this week. We hope a lot of them.
Yeah.
But he's gonna handle those duties, and we're excited about those opportunities.
We talk about the home. What are your what do y'all do on home games?
At the end of the day, at 2:40 we'll do a pep rally like we always
pep rally on
in the gym on campus, and then we'll go down and walk down to the cafeteria, and we'll eat our pregame meal. Then Coach Shannon.
What does that usually what does that consist of usually?
Hamburger steak, mashed potatoes, green beans, and a roll.
Sounds good.
They like it. They like it. Then we do a 10-minute devotion. Coach Shannon, one of our assistant coaches, does an awesome job of putting together a 5 to 10 minute motivational. Now we start our day at Southside Baptist with a prayer breakfast, and we invite someone, in the community week to week. We we invite.
Is that a hot breakfast?
Yeah, Chick-fil-A, Andrew Jones donates breakfast, and then Jax does our grits and eggs. Chick-fil-A does our chicken biscuits and sausage biscuits.
Yeah.
Kids have a great meal. Cheerleaders come eat with us. The coaches.
That's wonderful.
We get our devotion. Just an awesome way to
What
start
time
the
is
day.
that, Coach?
7:30.
Yeah. I tell you, somebody to look at Johnny Withington.
He spoke 2 weeks ago.
Oh, he is wonderful.
Did an awesome job.
It was a real good play.
Dan Smith spoke to our guys this past Friday, and just an awesome way to start the day.
No question about it, Coach. We do appreciate you coming by this tonight, and of course our coaches show it's important to us, to hear from you and sort of look at you up close and personal.
Yeah, well, and another thing I was gonna mention, I give a lot of people thanks, but I tell you, after I leave here tonight, we'll be heading over to Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Mr. VJ, the general manager now, he feeds our coaches on Wednesday night, and his managerial staff and the people handling that restaurant right now, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Service is great. On time, the food is amazing.
He knows you by your first name.
He sure does. he was our game day sponsor last Friday night at the coin flip, and VJ's excited about being
I tell you
back.
what, Mike Kilcrease at Trojan Auto Parts, and of course Jason, the owner and operator at Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Truck. We appreciate all of them so much that support Charles Henderson High School football.
And I also wanted to congratulate Coach Lindsay on his first win.
Oh yeah,
Saturday.
I know y'all are good friends and everything, and
great way to start his season.
Exactly. In fact, were you at Troy when he was at Troy? Or
No. I was at Prattville during that
exactly
time.
right. And of course, Coach, I tell you this, I don't think anybody loves it more than I do, and I'm very proud of what you've done so far.
Well, I appreciate you, Mike. I love what you've done for Troy and what you continue to do, and you've been a blessing to our program and community, and look forward to spending more Wednesday nights right here with you.
Well, we do too, and we appreciate it. Thank you,
Thank
Coach.
you, Mike.
And,
Appreciate you.
Go Trojans.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
2 dealerships, 1 big event. Bill Jackson Chevrolet, one of the most trusted names in the auto industry, is celebrating 30 years of outstanding service. Plus, the doors are open at the new Bill Jackson Ford. Save big on new Ford F-150s and new Chevrolet Silverados. A short drive from everywhere with savings like nowhere else. Shop us on 231 North Troy or online 24/7 at BillJacksonAuto.com or BillJacksonFord.com.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
Upside down with your vehicle? Bring it. Been told no for a loan? Bring it. Take home $350 a week? Bring it to Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Troy. New 2019 Ram 1500 at $269 a month. New Wranglers, $299 a month. Think you got the best deal? We'll beat it. What'd you say? We'll beat it. Shop local. Shop PremierTroy.com, where Premier can make a difference during the summer clearance sale. Bring it on. There's a reason we sell more vehicles than anyone else. Price. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Roy Stroud, And tonight we're going to talk about first a big win over the Ayrton Purple Cats last Friday night down in Ayrton, Bart, and that was a big one.
It was a big one. I tell you, when you're able to go into their house and play against a Stephen Kilcrease football team and come out with a win, you got to feel pretty good about what you have accomplished, and that's what we did last Friday night. I was very pleased with how our guys did. However, we had a lot of mistakes and a lot of things that we had to work on this week because that's game one, and we, like I said, excited about the win, but we got work to be done.
Well, we came out early in the first quarter with 5 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Brian Galloway hit Raquan Martin in the end zone for a touchdown, and the extra point was kicked by Nico Tempelis. They made the score 7-0, and then we came right back again in the first quarter and scored again. This time it was Brian Galloway to Dakari Pelton, and this time the extra point was missed. But that put the Eagles up 13-0, and that's the way it remained until the fourth quarter before Ayrton got something going. And Keith's got the stats from the game if you want to go over them right now, Keith.
Okay, I will. I'll start out with our rushing. Tamarcus Shipman was our leading ball carrier. He had 23 carries for 121 yards. Brian Galloway had 23 carries for 113 yards. And Raquan Martin had 1 carry for a -6 yards. That gave us a total of 47 carries and 228 yards rushing. In the passing department, Brian Galloway attempted 17 passes, completed 11 for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. And on the receiving end, Dakari Pelton was our leading receiver. He had 5 catches, 79 yards and 1 touchdown. Raquan Martin had 2 catches for 37 yards and 1 touchdown. Mikael Avery had 1 catch for 11 yards. Trey Dix had 2 for 9 yards. And Jeff Warwick had 1 reception for no yards. And, of course, that gave us 11 receptions for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. And on the defensive side of the ball, Mikael Avery was our leading tackler with 7 tackles and 1 assist. He also had 1 fumble recovery. Brian Galloway had 4 tackles and 2 assists. Jordan Sampson had 4 tackles. Jeff Warwick had 4 tackles. Raquan Martin had 3. D. Maddox had 2. Dakari Pelton had 2. Cameron Rump had 2. And J. Ray Blair had 1. And Cameron Baker had 1 assist, but he recovered a fumble and returned it 64 yards for a touchdown. And, mentioning that, when he returned that ball, he was not to be denied of that touchdown. He really broke several tackles getting into the end zone.
That's exactly right. And, Coach, we mentioned, I don't know if we mentioned it or not, but Tamarcus Shipman had a touchdown run earlier in the first quarter that was called back, and that was a good run. And what I wanted to say about Tamarcus is that this year he's a little bit different runner. He's a strong, bull-type runner now.
Yes, sir.
He had plenty of speed last year and still does, but he's just a different runner this year.
Well, Coach D. Brundage works mainly with those running backs now, and it's given us an opportunity for someone like him to focus on those guys and get them ready, and that's what he's done. We've had one that got injured in Jay Williams, and not sure of his status, if he'll be back or not, but having him there that would help us in that rotation. But we do have several others that can run the ball. We just got to make sure that, that's what D has brought to the table right there, and getting those guys ready. And that's the reason Tamarcus is able to do what he's doing, the drills that D pushes them through each week.
Okay, as you can see on the screen, our sponsors are scrolling as we do the show, but let's give them a little bit more, Keith, and plug them again.
Well, I tell you what, we'll do Preston's, being this up on the screen. Preston's has 2 locations, in Troy on Highway 231 South and in Luverne on Main Street. Their phone numbers are 770-0675 and 335-2400. Preston's Restaurant has a fun sports theme where they serve delicious steaks, burgers, chicken, salad, and many more items. And we have Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram located on Highway 231 North. Their phone number is 403-4811. Browse their new and used inventory on their website at premiertroy.com. They house a full collection of quality vehicles and are to guide you through the process of purchasing your next ride. Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort. Let Dr. Steve Bears take care of your pet needs. They're located on Highway 231 South between Troy and Brundage, and their phone number is 770-1838. Services for your pets include well comprehensive exam, surgical procedures, ultrasound, x-ray, dental hygiene, medicine, prescription diet, and individual suites boarding facilities.
Okay, back to the game, Coach Snyder. One of the most impressive things to me that night was the speed of our defense and the domination that we showed in especially the first half.
Yes, sir. They did real good. Coach Mike and his staff, DeMarcus McLean, YZ Rogers, and again, D. Brundage works with them as well. They do a real good job getting those guys ready. And you definitely could see that. This group has been pretty studious and wanting to know what to do. And you could tell one of the tackles that Dakari had early in the game was a big key. We thought the receiver goes to touch the ball, and Dakari's there to hit him just as he touches the ball. And I feel like that kind of set the tone for the rest of the game with our guys. And I'm very, very pleased with, like you said, with what they did right there.
Of course, we had the big interception in the second half that kind of sealed the deal for us as well. But Ayrton, they were mounting a comeback, and of course the fumble was huge. Okay, well, talk about some more of your players, Coach.
Our offensive line, I like to say Kerry Colston has been working with them, and they keep getting better each week. You have a good core of those guys right there. You got Cam Baker, you got Hunter Shaver, you got Dustin McFarland. Had to think on what I had to call him because I always call him Booger McFarland, but it's Dustin. So Dustin and Gavin Williams and Blake Bennett that anchor that line right there and do an extremely good job, and very pleased. And Coach Mike made a statement that as the game went on, you could see them playing with a little more aggression and a little more attitude as to what they were capable of doing, and that's always a good thing. Defensive wise, we got several that rotate on that defensive front. It kind of keeps us fresh. You got you mentioned Jeray Blair, and then you got Jamarco Harris, but then you got Dustin McFarland, Hunter Shaver, Blake Sape. List goes on. We've got about 8 that we rotate in and out right there. Then, of course, you mentioned McHale leading the tackles. He did a real good job there. Our defensive backs, we got a good rotation with guys there that help us keep those legs fresh, and we think that's a big key getting deep into our game as we go to the fourth quarter.
Well, I'll tell you, this time let's just go to the highlights, and this will be the game between the Goshen Eagles and the Ayrton Purple Cats down in Ayrton.
Good return right here. Dakari learning how to do that. He's got great athletic ability. We got to make a few more blocks on that. Good run right here by Brian Galloway. Brian's got good vision, good ability to move with his feet. This is a real good option play right here. I had it called back for holding. I'm sure it was there, but it's a good run. It hurts when you get those called back, but it was there. Then you come right here. This is Trey Dix with a good catch. Gets the ball upfield. And this is a beautiful, beautiful kick right here. Great effort by Nico, but even better with Trey. I mean, to Marcus Shipman getting down the field like we asked him to. That ball was on about the 4-inch line. I think, well, it's not on here, but there's a real big play right there where Dakari makes good contact. Good throw, good catch right here for the touchdown. And this is Nico's first ever live PAT, and great to be able to get that through, and I think he'll get better as the season goes. He's got great potential. We do what's called a sky kick, just to give us some different looks and also try to keep them from returning the ball. Good play right there by Mikael Avery. You see him come up, just got a little bit more behind his pads and get pad level, and there again, that's good defense getting in there. Big quarterback, a lot like Tim Tebow. Here's Dakari Pelton making a real good run right here. Shows his ability to move. Just about breaks it. And you'll see some real good athletic ability here. I mean, there's a whole bunch of purple jerseys there, and he just gets out of it somehow. And Dakari's about 6'2". Good play right there by D. Maddox. Just got to get a little bit lower on that tackle. You'll be fine. Good play right here. That's Mikael Avery. Avery's got good hands, real good speed. If he breaks loose, he's not going to be denied. Good play right there. That's Jamarco Harris on the tackle, so he does get a tackle right there. And here is Tamarcus Shipman with one of his good runs. Here again, you got Maddox Herring running the ball. He fumbled it. It's great to be able to get that, because there again, they had kind of began to establish a little drive right there.
Mikael Avery, I believe, got the ball.
That was Mikael. Good throw and catch right there. Dakari's very elusive. He doesn't look it, but I mean, that was a good move he made. Good run right here by Brian. You know, just again, you got Brian keeping the ball. We got to get down and make our blocks a little better, but that's something we've been working on. Good play right there by Raquan Martin. Raquan's very athletic. Again, it gives us an opportunity to get some things right there. Brian picking up another first down. Just real good defense right there on a very sound offensive line. Good throw. Well, not a good throw, but a good catch, and what athletes are able to do. Just about thought Brian was gone there. If he could have got past that shirt grab right there, I believe he'd have broke on into the end zone. Hurts us right here. We get in, and then we get a costly penalty, one of 17 that we have to eliminate if we're going to be able to play and win ball games down the stretch. I mean, that's football right there. I mean, when you see something and you read it and you react to it at the level that he does, it's real good. Had an opportunity right there. That was a big play. You know, you live and learn from it. We were fortunate enough not to. They end up scoring on it, but if we would have made the tackle instead of leaving our feet, that was fourth down, and this would have never happened. And that's something that we learned right there. So we're going to make sure that we don't try to jump whenever the quarterback shows. Here's another option right here, and Tamarcus getting out, shows his ability to run, good movement, good vision. Got to make our blocks a little bit better. But there again is Raquan just being strong and being able to make some moves and break some tackles. Brian making a good read there, bouncing back, good blocks. I don't know if you noticed right there, but we have to give to Marcus. He doesn't get the pitch. This is a great play right here. You know, you got to talk. Watch this. You got one, and he's just getting him off of him. Two, it just was not going to be denied. He got to the end zone, and that was huge. And a good call right there by our offensive staff, going for 2 right there and making it a 21-7 ball game. And this is what we've been after Trey. He's capable of doing, and that was a good throw, but it was a great interception.
Sealed the deal.
It did. Good run right here. Good offensive line getting down the field. See them. That's what we want to have right there out of those guys, and we feel like they'll grow with it. There's one of the things that we want to work on too is don't get out of bounds when you're in the lead and running that clock. Just go ahead and take a knee. I mean, not like in the victory, but just don't go out of bounds.
That's your favorite play, isn't it, Coach?
That is it. We like that one, and what a better way to get it than down in Ayrton. And like I said, when you're able to come out and win at Ayrton is always good, but to win against one of the better coaches that there is out there in Stephen Kilcrease and Chuck Dunn and that whole staff down there is always a pleasure and a confidence builder whenever you're able to do that. And like you said, I think they're still, they're a really good ball team, and I expect them to go deep into the playoffs again. And hopefully we'll be able to meet them again, and maybe we'll play a little better than what we did this time.
Final score: Goshen 21, Ayrton 7. Let's mention a few more sponsors, Keith.
Okay, we have the Goshen Farmers Co-op. It's located near the school there in Goshen, and the phone number is 484-3441. They carry feed, seed, and fertilizer for all your home, farm, and yard needs. They also have the tire shop located on their premises to take care of your automotive needs. We have the Half Shell Oyster Bar and Grill, which is located at the Southland Village Shopping Center in Troy, and their phone number is 566-1254. The Half Shell has been one of the local favorites in Troy since 1992 with a fun, laid-back atmosphere. On Wednesday night, they have live music starting around 6:30 p.m. And we have Monarchus Mexican Restaurant, located on Highway 231 in Troy. They also have a second location in Luverne. Their phone number is 808-9424. They're open daily for lunch and supper. So you can come on out with us tonight after the show and have a great meal with us.
Okay, so the Goshen Eagles 1-0 on the season, and we got one coming in Friday night that's also 1-1, 1-0, and that's the Zion Chapel Rebels.
Yes,
what
sir.
Can you tell us about them, Coach?
Coach Randy Bryant has done an extremely good job with his coaching staff. Tell you, they look really good. We were very impressed as a staff watching them and their film over the weekend and preparing for them. You got a lot to be prepared for because they have some real good running backs. I'm not know their names, but number 5 is very fast. He had a opening kickoff for the 2019 season. He took it for a touchdown. Later, he gets the ball and makes a long run, gets knocked out of bounds down close to the end zone, which eventually leads to a touchdown. Number 18 for them is a real hard runner, very powerful running back. Their offensive line is very disciplined. They do their job. Quarterback does a great job leading the team. They don't make a lot of mistakes. He doesn't, and that's what you want out of a quarterback position. Defensively, they'll hit, and their line does a great job, a real good job.
Okay, and we'd also like to say that Troy Cable will be broadcasting the game against Zion Chapel live this Friday night in Goshen. So if you can't make it out to the game, which I hope you can, tune in. I believe that's going to be on Channel 2 on Troy Cable. And we'd like for everybody to come out. If you can't, watch it on.
Yeah, we want you to come watch it now. There's nothing like something live. And Mr. Mike gives us a plug all the time about the good cooking. And I'll have to say, it hurts to say this, and I know it'll hurt for the two of you for me to say it, but Danny and Carol and even Jeffrey Warwick and Jim Shaver get in there, and the food, the hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff are real good, and they have a lot of other stuff to choose from, and you know, it'd be great for, you know, to come out and get to experience that small town high school football atmosphere. It's something very special.
Right. Well, Keith, we're about to run out of time. You want to mention the rest of our sponsors tonight?
Okay, we will. We have Tire Brokers. It's located on Highway 231 North. Their phone number is 770-2715. Tire Broker staff strive to offer great customer service with a smile, as well as outstanding auto repair service. Not only do they sell tires, but they also offer auto repair services as well as truck accessories. Visit their website at tirebrokers.com. And then we have the Pig Cafe, Southern Country Restaurant, located in Troy next to the Piggly Wiggly on North 3-Knot Street. Their phone number is 770-0134. They open daily for breakfast and lunch. Stop by and get your meat and 2 vegetable plates and say hello to Yanni and Denise Tempest. And we also would like to thank Troy Cable for what they do. They cover the surrounding area real good here in our area. We got a little more time than we thought.
Yeah, we sure do. So, Coach, tell us some more.
You know, going back to Zion, watching them play their first 2 ball games, Coach Bryant, like I said, has done an outstanding job with those guys. You can tell that they've been in the weight room. You can tell that they have bought into what he's been trying to teach over the last several years, and we expect a real good ball game from them. I mean, they're good, and our guys understand the task at hand with them coming in, and we just hope that we're going to be at the level that we need to be be able to perform like we want to perform on this game Friday night.
Well, this will be our first region game, and against Zion Chapel, so you might want to run down the region for us.
Our region is what we think is one of the toughest ones in the state when you look at 2A ball. And it's evident when you look at the end of it. Last year you had with us, there's Goshen, but then you have us playing Zion Chapel, but you got Highland Home and Luverne, which both were in the semifinals last year. You got New Brockton, which is going to be good. You got Central, and Central beat Barber County last week 50-something to nothing. And then you got Calhoun and I say Sampson, which we play next week.
That's right.
So, and Sampson has Coach McCoy's nephew, Brad McCoy from Charles Henderson, playing quarterback, and he is something else to see. And on our schedule this year, we have, you know, him as well as Tucker Kilcrease later. That's extremely good. We just played Maddox Herring, which is a real good quarterback. So we've got a group of some very good teams on our schedule this year, and our region is what we think is very good, very good.
And I also heard that Laverne's already ranked number 2 in the state behind 5.
Correct.
To start the year,
right back where they ended last year, and Coach Riles does a real good job. They got a lot of speed, a real good offensive line. But those teams are down the road, and our focus right now, of course, is back to Zion Chapel and what they bring to the table. And you know, it was impressive to see them take that opening kickoff and return it for a touchdown. And our guys understand it. You know, we got to be disciplined there.
And speaking of ranking, Highland Home's number 13 in the state in 2A.
What you got for us, Keith? You got?
I would like to say this, guys, that Luverne will be coming on there in about 30 minutes from now after the Pike LeBlanc
show.
Luverne fans can see that ball game. 41-6 over Georgiana was quite a
yeah, it was.
Yeah. Coach, I'd like to ask a couple of questions. First of all, your team speed looked as good as I've ever seen it. Y'all run the football, and then also the 7-on-7s. Y'all did real well in the 7-on-7s this year.
Yes, sir.
It helped your offense.
I think it does. I'm not a big fan of the 7-on-7s. We got Mr. Mike Amos with us, and he asked a question about our overall team speed on defense and overall just all together. And it is pretty good to be able to have some guys that can run and good athletes, and we're there. But it's also sometimes it can be difficult to coach them to get them where they're supposed to be. And this group right here seems to be very receptive to what's being taught to them. So we're excited about that, but we got a long way to go. The 7-on-7s, they do help, and it's a lot of fun, and it helps us get kids in shape. I'm just not too big of a fan of them. I think, it takes a lot of the stuff out that can get some bad habits in. You're going to throw the ball, and I like play action.
One thing about your team this past week against a good Arrington team was it was balanced. Y'all ran it and you threw it.
Yes, sir.
That pleased you. I think that was the key to winning.
It was. And any time that you can do that, that keeps the defense guessing. And when you're facing a great defensive coordinator like you have in Chuck Dunn, of course, it helps us to be able to do things like that. And
they can't score if they don't have the ball.
That's correct. And
did you have any kind of stat on time of possession at all?
Yeah, but I don't have it handy right now.
But it's almost double one.
We held the ball quite a bit. I know that we had more first downs, and the yardage was quite a bit of difference in the two right there. So we were.
Let me say something before y'all go off the air. Coach, those two guys sitting next to you, born and raised you.
Yes, sir.
I mean, from birth, those two guys were in your life, and it is amazing the kind of job that they do at their age. Doing football games.
You don't have to mention that now, Mike.
And Royce, he's just so natural, both of them.
It's great to have the support like you give to Charles Henderson, like these guys give to Goshen, and that's what, to me, that Mr. Mike, that's what makes Goshen so special. To me, that's what makes small town athletics so special. When you go to these games, you're going to meet somebody that you're going to be welcomed to come see the game, and they're going to treat you with the way you want to be treated.
Big Holler's gone.
Yes.
Hey, how about the dollar hamburger? Is it still there?
Well, I think the economy pushes the price of that thing up. We'd like to be able to keep it there, but
we got some expensive cooks, Mike.
Yeah. Yes, sir. It's a good place to come, Mr. Mike, and like I said, the atmosphere. It's just like it was in Ayrton last Friday night. It's something special. The stadiums are upkept very well. It looks nice, and the overall atmosphere is just, to me, something great to experience whenever you go to do things like that. It's great to go into these large stadiums, but when you got what we call Iron Man football, and these kids very seldom come off the field, there's something special. Coach DeBose told me a while back. He come down when he was at the collegiate level and was looking at Marcus Jackson. He said, I'm telling you, when these guys play at the level that they play for the entire game, there's something special. And I think our guys all across this county are something special, Pike County.
It's early, Coach, but you had the great team 2 years ago. How do you compare these teams?
It's,
Is this a faster team?
It's hard to say, Mr. Mike. It's it's a total different group of guys, and you're playing a total different group of teams instead of what you played then. And so we really don't try to compare what they were to this group or what this group is to them. This group works extremely hard, and they do have a lot of team speed. But we have a long way to go to get where we want them to be and where they want to be. We had a little long discussion yesterday. The practice wasn't exactly the way we wanted it. And they got to understand that each day is to work to get yourself better and to prepare for the team that you're playing. But if you work on yourself getting better, I think this team could surprise a lot of people.
Another thing, and I'll let y'all go. numbers, are they still up? I mean,
We have some good numbers.
60 kids at your level is unreal.
We will, whenever we get through with junior varsity ball, we'll move some more ninth graders up, and we'll be probably around the 50 mark with a few ninth graders that we'll move up to kind of start getting them ready for the next year. But you know, we don't have the 10th and 11th grade support that we would like to have out of the school, but it's not easy.
How many seniors do y'all have?
We have several seniors. I think there's 16 of them, but
that is really something.
But that's kind of deceiving. We got several that haven't played and they're out. But our overall as a coaching staff, we want our kids to be able to leave high school having experienced something, and even though they might not have played, they can help us, and they have.
Well, thanks for the questions, Mike. We appreciate you coming on the show with us, and that's going to do it for tonight. Everybody come out to Eagles Stadium this Friday night. The Goshen Eagles take on the Zion Chapel Rebels on a big region game. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody. Go Eagles!
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
2 dealerships, 1 big event. Bill Jackson Chevrolet, one of the most trusted names in the auto industry, is celebrating 30 years of outstanding service. Plus, the doors are open at the new Bill Jackson Ford. Save big on new Ford F-150s and new Chevrolet Silverados. A short drive from everywhere with savings like nowhere else. Shop us on 231 North Troy or online 24/7 at BillJacksonAuto.com or BillJacksonFord.com.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
The ribbon has been cut, and the grand opening celebration has begun at the all-new Bill Jackson Ford in Troy. Save up to $11,770 off MSRP on a new 2019 F-150 XLT 4-wheel drive Super Crew truck during the Hurry Up and Save sales event. Check us out on Highway 231 in Troy or online at BillJacksonFord.com.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Upside down with your vehicle? Bring it. Been told no for a loan? Bring it. Take home $350 a week? Bring it. Bring it. To Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Troy. New 2019 Ram 1500 at $269 a month. New Wranglers, $299 a month. Think you got the best deal? We'll beat it. What'd you say? We'll beat it. Shop local. Shop PremierTroy.com, where Premier can make a difference during the summer clearance sale. Bring it on. There's a reason we sell more vehicles than anyone else. Price. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
2 dealerships, 1 big event. Bill Jackson Chevrolet, one of the most trusted names in the auto industry, is celebrating 30 years of outstanding service. Plus, the doors are open at the new Bill Jackson Ford. Save big on new Ford F-150s and new Chevrolet Silverados. A short drive from everywhere with savings like nowhere else. Shop us on 231 North Troy or online 24/7 at BillJacksonAuto.com or BillJacksonFord.com. 2 dealerships, 1 big event. Bill Jackson Chevrolet, one of the most trusted names in the auto industry, is celebrating 30 years of outstanding service. Plus, the doors are open at the new Bill Jackson Ford. Save big on new Ford F-150s and new Chevrolet Silverados. A short drive from everywhere with savings like nowhere else. Shop us on 231 North Troy or online 24/7 at BillJacksonAuto.com or BillJacksonFord.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Gene Allen Show, a review of Pike Liberal Arts football, and of course their big game this past weekend. And Coach Brandon Matthews is filling in for Coach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the coach, ladies and gentlemen, is fixing to become a granddaddy. Is this his first grandchild, or do you know?
It is his first grandchild.
And so, hey, I still told him, I said, Coach, you're just having a grandbaby. This is way, way more important.
I don't think his wife would agree with
I
me.
didn't say that at all. I know he's extremely excited, and we are too, for Coach Gene Allen. What a great guy.
Yes,
great guy to work for, isn't he?
Yes, sir. Really, really thankful for the relationship I have with him.
Of course, we want to introduce 2 guys sitting to your left, and Nick O'Brien and Chip Fairclough, and both of them are having a great year right now.
Yes, sir. Both of these guys are performing well for us. They're both seniors and contributing a lot of value to us as we try to kind of set a new standard for our team and our program. So they're really bought into that. So we're excited about that.
No question about it. And of course, tell us a little bit about the game Friday night. It surprised a lot of people, but you know, you can build a program pretty easy if you can go out and get some transfers, and that's what they did. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I believe they did. I
mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
Right,
within the rules, you know.
They were a tough team, man. They just competed really well. They were really well prepared. They executed their game plan really well. They ran the ball effectively, so they beat us.
I'm going to guess, because I've seen Wayne Grant, of course, one of the all-time great coaches in Alabama State high school football history. He ran off left tackle, and then he turned around and he ran off right tackle. And then in between plays, he took as long as he could before he took another snap. He kept the ball away from you.
Yes, sir, he did. And like I said, they executed their game plan really, really well, and they beat us.
Yeah.
But we learned a lot from that. We've learned a lot. We've had a really good week of practice.
I saw some of the footage, and you know, if you played them tomorrow, I'm sure you could play them very tough. But not only did they execute well, you know, that's just his the way he coaches. You know, he's not in any hurry.
No.
He doesn't feel like he's got to score right now, like a lot of coaches do. You know, they you know, especially if they get behind, they want to throw the ball and make a big play right off the bat. But he's the guy that is, I think, one of the key words to his coaching philosophy is patience.
Yeah, I would say that's accurate.
You got to be patient, and he is very patient. Tell us a little bit about you, Brandon, and how long have you coached at Pike Liberal Arts?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Greenville, Alabama.
Wait a minute. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me Fort Dale.
I'm sorry. I figured
don't
that
tell me. Now, you played down at Georgiana. You didn't play at Fort Dale.
I played at Fort Dale.
All right.
And I came to Troy in 2012. My wife and I got married in 2016 after we graduated, and we've been here since. Had a couple different occupations, but stayed in Troy. But I've been at Troy. I'm going on my second year now. and at Pike, and I've really enjoyed it. They've been great to me, and I've
been facetious. Of
I
course,
know.
one of your Pike's biggest rivals is Fort Dale.
That's
and,
right.
You know, two very good schools. And,
Yes, sir.
You grew up in Greenville. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
right?
That's right.
Of course, let's introduce Nick O'Brien. And Nick, tell us a little bit about you, man. Hold that up.
I play outside linebacker, and my parents are Ray and Christy O'Brien.
That's good. And now, last week in the big win against Morgan, you made 9 or 10 tackles. Did you do pretty well this past weekend?
Yes, sir. I think I had probably around the same.
Okay. And Coach, tell us a little bit about Nick.
Yeah, Nick is a guy, like I said, I've been here for 2 years, and Nick is a senior for us, and you know, Nick is an extremely hard worker. You know, as we prepare in the off season and things of that nature, he's just a guy that's really reliable. He's performed well for us this year. Has a lot of ways he can improve, as we do as a coaching staff and a team as well. But he's a guy that we can trust, in that, you know, as we try to set this new standard and vision, he's really kind of been bought into it. So
let's move down a little bit. Just
right,
slide down a little bit so we can get
Chip in.
Chip in. And there you are. Now Chip's on the show. And hey, John Faircloth, I got him set up for you. And of course, the grandson of the great John Faircloth. And of course, your dad was a pretty good football player too.
Yes, sir.
Ever since you were knee-high to grasshopper, you've had a football in your hands, probably, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Chip Faircloth. I'm a senior, and I play running back and outside linebacker.
Yeah. Now he got a little bit of voice different, a little different because you lived in Washington D.C. and
Yes, sir.
a lot of places over the country. How many different places have you lived in? Tell us what the names of the places were.
All of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can.
Well, I was born while we were living in Quantico, Virginia, on the Marine Corps
your dad
base
was a
there.
big Marine.
Yes, sir. And then we moved to Virginia Beach, Virginia, and Jacksonville, North Carolina, San Diego, California, Tampa, Florida, Prattville, Alabama, back to Quantico, and then back to Prattville, and then here.
So you've been around.
Yes, sir.
So you're bound to have a forked tongue, is that right?
Yes, sir.
We're talking about a northern tongue. But you sound good. Of course, are you glad to be back in the country?
Oh, yes, sir.
And of course, you really, Coach, tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, very similar story. Both these guys are seniors for us, and Chip's just a super reliable dude, extremely intelligent guy, extremely ambitious guy, but he's super reliable, bought into our standard, and he's absolutely valuable to our team in terms of helping us kind of set a vision for us.
Tell us, give us your height and weight.
I'm about 6'1", 190, 195.
Yeah, you look good, and of course, you hit those weights hard. Now, if you were, I mean, you couldn't help that. How long have you been working weights, since you were 5 or what?
Probably.
Because your daddy and your granddaddy both big on weights themselves.
Yes, sir.
Of course, Nick, tell us a little bit more about you, my friend. You didn't grow up in Troy. Where'd you grow up?
I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia, and we moved here when I was in first grade when I was 7 years old. So I've lived in Troy most of my life.
Yeah. Pretty big difference, isn't it?
It's
Atlanta and Troy. But of course, Troy is a great place to live, and you know, it surprised me when I saw we were doing a game live in the stadium here last Friday, and we got the score, and I said, "Boy, what has happened?" Because I knew Crenshaw would be tough, but I didn't know they'd be good enough to beat y'all. What was the deciding factor in the ball game?
You know, I do the offense, so for us, and it was ball control. They had control of the ball the entire game, and it really limited us.
And what I'm saying, 3, 4, 5 yards a lick, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
and didn't feel like they had to score in a hurry. They just wanted to keep it away from you. Is that right?
That's right. And they, like I said, they really executed that game plan really well. And we still had opportunities to win the game. We came out in the second half and performed really well. Executed early on, able to score right off the gate, and then have a turnover on the kickoff. So we went up 13-12, and then the momentum slowly shifted back in their favor.
They started thinking that they could win the football game.
Right. Well, at that point, we definitely did too. You know, when we went up 13-12, we really believed we had a good chance. But then again, they methodically moved it down the field and just powered it down the field, and they really kind of took the wind out of ourselves.
This was the same team that y'all beat High Bad last year.
It was 28-7 last year.
28-7 last year.
Yes, sir.
And of course, their program has improved under an outstanding coach.
Yes, sir.
And they're gonna always be good as long as he's there, because a lot of parents would love for their kids to play for him. You know,
he's
and
a tough coach.
In fact,
does a good job.
Somebody told me today that 5 players off last year's team at Pike suited up for Crenshaw. Is that right?
I'm not sure if there's 5. I know a few. You guys probably know more. I know
one of the big.
Ty Singleton.
Yeah, Ty Singleton, 6'5".
Yeah, good player, big guy, and then also. Christian Jones. And he
so what I'm saying, it did help them and so forth. And like I said, it's within the rules of independent schools where you can recruit players and get them to come to your school.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, guys. Do we have any footage right now? We're going to have some footage and tell us a little bit about it. Of course, the game was played at Pike. That's those wonderful cheerleaders, 7 straight state championships.
Yeah, those are the young ones there.
They're great, aren't they?
Yeah, those are the young ones there. Those are future state champions.
Tell us those captains real quick.
You got Davis Allen from left to right. You have Davis Allen number 4, Holt Steed there, Chip Faircloth, and I believe who was the one? Scooteroo. Yeah, Scooter Johnson on the right. I didn't see.
And here comes the Patriots.
Yes, sir.
And they're red and Crenshaw being their white with blue trim and blue helmets.
I mean, we had a really, really great environment in our game. Really, really good crowd.
And that's probably as good a playing field as anybody's going to play on anyway. It's really
our parents and administration do a really phenomenal job.
Y'all did a good job of gang tackling that time.
Yes, sir. I can't say this. That would be the truth all through the night, though. Unfortunately, we really did a poor job tackling, which really cost us. They had a lot of yards after contact.
In an unbalanced line, he does things like that to get an extra step on somebody.
Right. Yeah, they go up here. That's first right away. This right here is a third down play. Complete a long ball to Connor Cox, a new guy to Highland Home. We really, like I said, we moved the ball pretty effectively throughout the game. This is a good scramble right here.
He's a 9th grade quarterback, and he's going to be a good one.
Yeah, he's a sophomore this year, actually.
Sophomore,
Drew Nelson does a phenomenal job commanding the defense, and we have the best kicker in the state, and this is just uncharacteristic. I believe it's blocked here. So we drive down the field, weren't able to get points, so that gives it back to them at this point. So it's 6-0, I believe, still. Yeah, 6-0 still at this point, at the beginning of the second. And then right here, and then again, good tackle by Jackson Sin there. See, I believe we get a stop here. I believe we actually forced them to punt on this possession.
Big crowd on both sides.
Yeah, it was a great crowd, great crowd for both programs. I've a lot to be proud of there.
That's a good open field tackle.
Good tackle there.
Was that Frankie?
Yeah, I believe that was Frankie Jeffco for 55.
He makes a lot of tackles, doesn't he?
Yes, sir. He's going to be an outstanding player. Plays with a reckless abandonment. That makes him really, really good.
Okay, they're trying to go up by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, at this point they're actually up 12-0, and we're moving down. This is our last possession before the half. This is us completing a 3rd and 4 right here. So we're still driving. This is our last play of the half. This is a desperation throw. So they have us right where they want us at this point. It's 12-0 going into half. We don't complete here. We make some adjustments at halftime, and I don't know if
those all-American cheerleaders right there.
We have the best cheerleaders in the state, no question.
Last 7 years. This is the second half.
All right, so this is open play. This is where momentum
There goes the chipper.
Yep. huge play for us right there. Momentum
runs
starts to
everybody,
shift.
doesn't he?
Yes, sir. He does a really, really good job.
There goes the chipper. How many yards? About 70?
73-yard touchdown there. Our line does a phenomenal job blocking there. That's probably the best they've blocked all night.
That's not people from that's Walmart that you.
Yeah, that's Walmart, right? And then this is, I believe, the next kickoff. We get a turnover here. I believe Lewis Brooks forces a turnover here. We'll get a fumble. Yeah, we'll get the ball back here, I believe. Is this when we get the ball back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. So we get the ball right back. So it's 12-7 at this time. Offense comes back on the field. We have a lot of excitement and momentum going our way. We're able to convert here. I think we get a first down here. That's Chip running there. Yes, sir. It's Chip running. And then this would be 4th and 3. We go for it on 4th down, and I believe, we get it on 4th down. We were originally going to kick a field goal. We didn't have the kick and block, but thankfully we didn't have the kick and block, so we reevaluated. Drew Nelson does a good job of evading the pocket and scoring here. So right at this point, we're up 13.
Who's that that caught that pass?
Before that was Scott Taylor Renfro.
Okay, that was a big catch.
Yeah,
okay.
and then this is the ensuing possession. Crenshaw goes back down the field and really takes the momentum away from us. And again, they're a tough team. They block really, really well. Had some big guys, and they took the wind out of our sail.
They don't do anything fancy.
No, they don't. And this is a great ball to Connor Cox. Again, he's from Holland Home. He's a new guy for us. He does a really, really good job. Again, like I said,
throw by a quarterback, a young quarterback.
Yes, sir. We like I said, we can move the ball on these guys, but we just could not execute and capitalize on drives when we needed to. And these guys could, so they deserve to win this game. They beat us.
20. What's the score?
It's 20-13 at that time. And Crenshaw is not known for throwing balls, but they just they don't complete one there, but they're going to complete one here in a minute. They have a good, strong quarterback too. He played well that game.
It's very good footage.
Yes. Have a good tackle there. Like we couldn't string together good plays there late in the game defensively to get the ball back. But Coach Rowland does a really, really good job defensively, and we've had a really good practice in light of this. We made a lot of corrections. I believe.
There he is. Is that the touchdown?
That's the touchdown there. So that's, I believe they go up. Yeah, this is our last possession here. We make a completion here, get first down, but they're up 27-13 at this point. We're just trying down the field. We're able to capitalize there and get any points on the board, and this will be.
That's a big back there. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's the quarterback. He did a really good job. He does a good job for Coach Grant and commanding that offense. So like I said, 27-13 at this point. 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And they're able to run out the clock.
But y'all stop them here, don't you?
Yeah, we do stop them, but again, they run out the clock here, I believe, at this point. So.
And they just run straight at you and off tackle and nothing pretty, just
nothing
controlling
fancy
the football. And
then
another thing, he probably took his time between both snaps.
Yeah, they didn't snap the ball until they had about 8 seconds or so.
They killed a lot of clock, and very smart.
Yeah, I mean, this is them winding down the clock, beating us.
Of course, he coached at Pike a few years back himself, and
he did.
Of course, won several state championships at Pike County High School in Brundage.
Right.
Great ball game, and of course, you're looking at a team that probably is going to either win a state championship or play for a state championship. What do you think?
I would believe so. If they can continue to compete the way they compete against us, I believe they have a great chance.
No question about it. Tell us a little bit about your big touchdown run, Chip.
Well, I mean, we called inside zone right after the half. Coach told me that we were going to need to establish the run game, so we called inside zone right after the halftime. And, I mean, it just opened up perfectly. I think maybe one of their linebackers a bit too hard, and the cutback was wide open, and it was just...
Well, you had to outrun a few. When you broke clean, did you know it was you in the goal line or what?
I mean, once I saw it, I knew there was no one between me and there, so I just had to make sure no one caught me.
Well, how many times did you run the ball in that game?
I don't know. We didn't really have the ball very much. It didn't seem like so. I don't think
big and strong. It's not a lot of 195-pound running backs in the league. Do you get to run the ball 10 or 15 times a game?
Yes, sir. I would say I get the ball a fair amount.
Mm-hmm. And of course, y'all try to be balanced. I'm sure, don't you?
We try to take what's given to us. Like I said, like he said, after half we had to establish a run, and we were able to do that. But when we say balance, we don't mean 50-50. We just try to take whatever's given to us. So.
Of course, Nick, where they have you playing mostly? Are you playing both ways or just one way around?
I just play on defense.
And where they have you at a down?
Outside linebacker and outside linebacker.
Did their backs run any harder than Morgan's backs?
They were just different. They were different style. They like their quarterback was a power runner, and Morgan. I'd say they were about the same because Morgan had a power back and a speed guy, and that's what Crenshaw pretty much ran with.
One of the things is too, and I said this earlier, patience. The coaches, didn't try to get everything at once. Was just as happy getting 3 and 4 yards a lick and keeping the ball away from him. I don't know what the time of possession was, but do y'all know how many times y'all actually snapped it compared to them?
Snap, I don't even know that, to be honest with you. I know that they had, out of 48 minutes of play, they had over 30 minutes in the game for sure. They limited our possessions, I think maybe 5 possessions, so it was
of course, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Matthews is filling in for Gene Allen, the head football coach at Pike Liberal Arts, and at the time, has the baby already been born, or are they waiting to be born?
I haven't gotten a text yet or anything like that. I haven't gotten a text, so I don't know that.
But
for sure.
and of course, it's going to be an exciting time for them, having their first grandchild, and we're so happy for them. Coach, who y'all got this week?
We have a team out of Florida, Freeport High School.
Oh yeah, Freeport High School, and I go through Freeport going to the beach quite a bit.
Yes, sir.
And fairly big town. I'm talking about 6,000-7,000 people.
Yeah.
Y'all went down there last year and beat them.
It was 40,
like a yard dog, didn't you?
Well,
y'all beat them.
It was a close game at first, and we were able to pull away at the end. It plays 42-28, I believe, is the final score. So they're like I said, they're a good team. I'm cut from the cloth. I believe anybody can beat us, and they're certainly in that category. I think they're a really good team. And they have to play well.
Of course, they are a public school, and y'all are a private school.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
Their basketball coach is David Felix, who coached here for many years at Troy University and played here as an All-American. And I don't even know if he coaches football. I don't think he does, but he's their basketball coach. I'll tell you a little bit about the quality of school that this is. And
yes, sir.
Of course, have you had a pretty good week?
I believe we have. Again, this was a great opportunity to take a loss and teach value in losing in terms of making corrections and making adjustments and recasting our standard and really identifying who's bought into our standard. So it's been a good week in that regard. We've, I believe our best days are ahead of us this season. So I'm thankful where we are right now.
Well, we were talking about last week how balanced y'all were, running and throwing the football, and I know you want to be balanced, but do you feel like you're going to have to throw the football more or run it more? What do you feel like you got to do?
I guess without revealing too much, I guess it's just. I think we will have to be able to establish a run game. I think it's going to help. Like I said, we're going to have a couple new faces on the offensive side of the ball who have really pursued our standard this week. And so we're not going to do anything fancy necessarily, but we're going to just try to do a few good things, or a few things really well.
Play some hard-nosed football, no question.
We're going to have to. So
this show is brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass, and Jason Gregory and all the great folks there have been so helpful and so supportive of public schools and private schools in our community. And when you buy a new car or truck from Premier, they're going to take $200 and they're going to put it into an account, and they're going to give, they hope, the hospital here at Troy $100,000. So already they've given the school systems all over the county $79,000 on proceeds that came from the sale of new and used cars and trucks. And we also want to mention our good friends at Trojan Auto Parts, Mike Kilcrease and all that great guys there. One of the nicest auto parts dealerships you'll find anywhere. Okay, Pike Liberal now is getting ready for, of course, I want to mention First National Bank of Troy Brundage on Main Street, and our good friend John Ramage and his dad, Jimmy Ramage, great supporters of Pike Liberal Arts athletics and especially football, and been around since 1904. There's a Ramage been running that bank on Main Street in downtown Brundage, and we appreciate them so very much for supporting Pike Liberal Arts School and their athletic program. Okay, guys, y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Y'all ready to get after it?
I believe so, yes, sir.
And of course, you got to play hard. And I know y'all played hard the other day, but like I said earlier in the show, you can't win without the football. You know, you got to get the football back. And I know y'all, a lot of you are sitting over there saying, "When are we gonna get it back? When are we gonna get it back?" Well, that's the way it worked, and that's how they won the game pretty much.
Yes,
Running the ball and being very patient, ladies and gentlemen. And again, congratulations to Crenshaw. But at the same time, hopefully, Pike Liberal Arts can get back on the winning trail this week against a good team from Florida.
That's
Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all ready to get going?
Yes, sir. We're excited.
Go Patriots!
Gosh.
Upside down with your vehicle? Bring it. Been told no for a loan? Bring it. Take home $350 a week? Bring it to Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Troy. New 2019 Ram 1500 at $269 a month. New Wranglers, $299 a month. Think you got the best deal? We'll beat it. What'd you say? We'll beat it. Shop local. Shop PremierTroy.com, where Premier can make a difference during the summer clearance sale. Bring it on. There's a reason we sell more vehicles than anyone else. Price. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
2 dealerships, 1 big event. Bill Jackson Chevrolet, one of the most trusted names in the auto industry, is celebrating 30 years of outstanding service. Plus, the doors are open at the new Bill Jackson Ford. Save big on new Ford F-150s and new Chevrolet Silverados. A short drive from everywhere with savings like nowhere else. Shop us on 231 North Troy or online 24/7 at BillJacksonAuto.com or BillJacksonFord.com.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
The ribbon has been cut, and the grand opening celebration has begun at the all-new Bill Jackson Ford in Troy. Save up to $11,770 off MSRP on a new 2019 F-150 XLT 4-wheel drive Super Crew truck during the Hurry Up and Save sales event. Check us out on Highway 231 in Troy or online at BillJacksonFord.com.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
We kind of jumped on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Scott Riles Show, a review of Luverne High School football. And the Tigers were victorious in a big way at Georgiana this past Friday night, 41-6 over a very good Georgiana team. Coach, congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
I've known this guy since he was knee-high to a grasshopper because he grew up playing baseball in Troy. Mm-hmm. And, of course, your dad, what a great man and a great supporter of the school system up there where y'all were raised up in South Montgomery.
That's right.
And I bet if I know you think about him every day.
All the time. All the time.
I mean, he was a great man that was a super role model for kids.
He was. He loved kids, loved young people. He coached, summer league baseball and all that is just about his whole life.
Oh, yeah.
So he gave a lot of time and effort and money and everything he had to youth and, to charities and stuff.
Yeah, of
trying
course,
to
you
help
grew up
young
playing
people.
on some of the better rec teams in Troy history and played with some of the better players that have come through here. But
No
growing
doubt.
up in this area and playing baseball in Troy was quite something.
Yep.
Probably without much doubt in anybody's mind, this part of the country in Troy, Alabama, probably had the best rec program in the country. Wouldn't you say?
It was outstanding. I mean, I played with some outstanding players. We had some all-star teams that, tournament teams.
Yeah, sure.
Terry Sykes, Ben Smith, Arthur Dees, Danny Hanson. I mean, we had some really fine
yeah.
players. Mike Thomas, Michael
Yeah.
T. I mean, we had all kind of really
And you
good players.
knew of a little boy named Brian Meadows that was growing up, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. He was still a baby then when we were playing. But we really had some outstanding teams.
You sure
We
did, and of course that started. When you started winning all these World Series championships. I remember the 14 and 15-year-olds when they went to South Carolina, and nobody back when I was growing up, we were playing Montgomery teams, Mobile teams, Birmingham teams. We would just shudder. Heck, they were the ones that shudder now when they see Troy, because they know how good Troy is and how these kids grow up believing they can win.
No doubt. I mean, it's born and bred in them from day one.
And
those
that's
kids,
sort
they
of
just
the
love
way
it.
you're building this Luverne program, believing you can win.
That's right. I've been fortunate to really kind of build 3 different programs, and kind of had a start at one just 2 years down at Satsuma, and we really had 2 good years there. Went from 3 and 7 the first year to 6 and 4.
In fact, I'd
And,
like for you to start off with where you've been. I mean, after you graduated from Troy and what you did.
Well, I was assistant coach at South Montgomery, County Academy. It's closed now, but
Who was the head coach then?
Charles Sykes.
Oh, yeah, remember Charles? Long
rest
time
his soul.
Montgomery coach,
yeah, very good. He coached up there at Lanier, and I believe they won a state championship maybe in the 70s
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
and his son was a good coach, too.
That's right, David Sykes.
That's right.
But anyway, I started there as an assistant, was a head basketball coach, and just kind of assistant football.
You love basketball too, didn't you?
Love basketball, baseball. I mean, played it all.
Yeah,
when we come up, that's all we knew. We didn't have a lot of games to play.
Country
so
boy
we
baled hay during the day
we
and
baled
played ball
hay.
at night.
Yeah, we hauled hay. We did all the farming stuff.
Hey, and then on Sundays, it was a treat for your daddy to take you to Red Schoolhouse Restaurant.
That's right, and we still go there now.
Me
so
too.
It's awesome. Yeah, if you've never been to Red's little schoolhouse restaurant, you need to go.
Man.
It's worth the trip.
It is, no question.
But yeah, I started at South Montgomery assistant coach, and
Did you go to Troy to school?
I did for a little bit, and I actually started my career at Chattahoochee Valley Community College.
I got you played baseball.
B.R.
with
Johnson.
B.R. Johnson.
Yeah.
I played football with him at Troy.
I started with B.R. Johnson baseball, came to Troy, and talked to Coach
Benny
Riddle.
Rack.
Talked with Coach Riddle, but never played. And then I wound up working for a while. I got my degree at AUM, so I actually finished up there my degree from there. And you know how it is working and trying to balance
exactly.
everything. And then I got teaching at South Montgomery coaching as an assistant, and moved on up as a head coach in 1998. That's my first head job. And I tell you what, we went 0-9 that year, and the only reason we didn't go 0-10, we only had 9 games. We went 0-9, so I started off my career 0-9. But fortunately, the next year those kids bought in. We went 8-3, and the next year we played down here at Troy in the first AISA state championship game in Troy.
And that
we
was,
played in and lost to Clark Prep 44-37. That was in 2000. Yeah, that was my third year. Yeah.
And then you decided that you were going to leave the independent schools and go to public schools. And what did you do?
Right. I went. I stayed on South Montgomery in 1, 2, and 3, and in 2004 I took the Elba job. Johnny
Elba
Dunn was the principal. You know Johnny
That's right,
Dunn
very well.
Yeah,
He knew you very well.
Hey, he
God,
still
was a great ball player,
got all the softball records in his wallet. If you see him, boy, that joker's played 1,000,000 games if he played one.
Now I know the rest of the story.
You
Johnny
know the rest
Dunn
of the story. Johnny Dunn was the principal. Danny Weeks was my superintendent, and they hired me in 2004 to be the head coach. And I had only been a head coach 6 years at South Montgomery, but we did well. Those 6 years we won 45 games. Really, in 5 years we won 45 games.
Well, you won a state championship, didn't you?
No, we played in it twice and lost
Elba
both
High
times.
School.
Wait, now at South Montgomery we played twice.
Yeah, that's right.
At Elba we did win one in 2011.
All right, that was what it was.
Oh.
All right, in Elba went 15-0. And what year was that?
That was 2011.
A lot of Elba people are watching this.
Yeah.
Who are some of the players that were on that team?
Michael Lindsay, he was kind of our featured back, featured guy. He actually signed with Troy and played here at Troy for a while. And then Austin Johnson was our quarterback.
Was that Coach Johnson?
That's Glenn Johnson's son. Yeah, a great player, good worker, good leader. He could throw the ball. He went on and actually played at Huntington a little bit. Went to junior college in Mississippi. Came back to the University of Alabama and played on some of the national championships there. Yeah. You know, just walked on.
Oh yeah,
and
sure
just
did.
hustled through and made it. Yeah, he just worked his behind off.
He's got rings.
He's got rings. He did
sure
it
does,
now.
No question.
Yeah,
and
he's back.
Too.
He's back at Elba coaching now. So he's kind of made the loop. You know.
Well, how long were you at Elba?
I was there 9 years.
Yeah. Boy, that's a football town. They love their football.
Yep.
You know, they're not bad in basketball and baseball, but those people love their football. And just this past weekend, they beat another team that loves their football.
Yes, sir.
36.
We play them the last week of the season. Yes, sir.
And what I'm saying, I played against them all my life. You know, first game of the year, and boy, you talking about a town that loves their football. You know, like Troy loves their baseball, Auburn and Elba love their football.
They do.
And Lou Verne's a lot like it too.
Lou Verne's same way. I mean, from day one I walked on that campus. I got there, and about the first call I got, the principal calls down there, and he said, "Coach, I got somebody who wants to speak to you." You know who it was?
Coach Daniels.
Coach Glenn Daniels. And so I go
and
up.
You listen to everything he said. For
everything he says. I'm telling you, he's a great man, great coach. I mean, one of the greatest ever in the whole state. For a long time, he was the winningest coach in Alabama high school history.
415 games, and I tell you what, it's a very good chance he's watching this show tonight. Yeah. He loves his people, and
he does. Awesome man.
First of all, after you left Elba, where'd you go?
Okay, I went. I coached at Elba through 2012.
Yeah.
I left
there.
I
bet they hated to see you go.
Well, I don't know. Some did and some didn't. You know how it is. That's the way everywhere. You whether win the state championship or not, some like you, some don't. If you get any coaching people to like you, you probably need to get out pretty quick.
Well, and tell us what happened.
Well, I went to a school in Mobile County. They broke off from the public school system called Satsuma High School.
Yeah.
And Cliff Maddox, who was my principal at Elba for, I think, 3 years. Anyway, he left the year after we won the state championship and took that job because they were opening up a city school in Satsuma. It had been a county school for a long time, since part of the 20s.
I know exactly where it is.
But anyway, so he took that job and tried to get me to come in, but I held off a little bit, stayed at Elba one more year.
Yeah, he was a principal or a
He was a principal at Elba, but he left and took the job the year before I came at Satsuma. So after my next year at Elba, which was 2012, I went to Satsuma in the spring of 2013, and I coached that 13 and 14 year, and that was my youngest boy, Reed, his junior, senior year, and he was really good, all-state,
And he played for Southern Miss, and he's at Troy. Is that
played
right?
at Southern Miss for 4 years, redshirt his first year, but he was fortunate because he got to dress, I think, every game, but I think one. And then so he really got a lot of experience, although he really never got on the field because there was only like 3 of those guys even dressed, the whole time. So he got a lot of experience just going, and then played there 4 years, and Chip Lindsay was his offense coordinator. He recruited him, and now Coach Lindsay's here, and he's delighted to be back with him.
I've said this before many times. I've told this story. I've been on talk radio or talk television since for about 20 years now. Satsuma High School is nicknamed the Gators. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, numerous times, not just once or twice, but numerous times, they had to shoo the alligators off the playing field at your stadium. Is that true?
Well, I have seen some. I saw a few when I was there. Yes, there.
Right
beside it, there was a little branch.
Coming out of the swamp.
That's right.
Out of the swamp, coming on to the football field.
We
We're
actually
talking
saw
about
some
big
alligators.
alligators too, aren't we?
Well, the ones I happened to run into when I was down there were not all that big, but they were still gators. And I didn't really want to, you know.
Well, people killing
I
them.
didn't want to wrestle with them. Well, I don't know about that.
Steve Kemp, this now he's going to fry. He's going to cook an alligator for the Southern Miss game.
Okay.
He's going to cook a whole alligator.
Well, I need to get in on that.
Is it good? Down there, you ate some good seafood, did you?
A lot, yes, sir. all the time.
Okay, now, how did you do at Satsuma, and then
yeah,
you stayed there how long?
I stayed there 2 years.
Okay.
And then
you had some good teams.
Well, the first year I was there, we were 3-7. We weren't all that good. We played in 5A, and then next year we dropped to 4A, which was Reed's senior year, and we went 6-4.
Yeah.
And we had a pretty good club then. I mean, we played hard. We beat a team out of the 6 wins. We beat a 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, and 6A team. We beat a team in every class.
And that league down there in Mobile is unreal.
It's tough.
Oh man, every one of those teams are good down there, no question. Yep. We're talking to Scott Riles, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Luverne Football Review, brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Trucks on the bypass right here in Troy, and of course our good friends at Trojan Auto Parts. My good friend Mike Gilcrease, you probably know Mike.
I do.
And
yes,
what a guy he is, and what a great program this is, Trojan Auto Parts, and we appreciate them all very much. Mm-hmm. Coach, you then came to Luverne.
Came to Luverne. It just so happened Coach Dubose was on his second stint there.
Yeah.
I actually coached against him at Elba the first time he was there, which was like 03 and 04. My first year at Elba was his last year at Luverne, his first round, and so we played a game against each other then. And then in 14, he got out again, you know, that spring,
right.
and it just so happened the job came open, and my mom got a little dementia and stuff. Anyway, she had a little stroke. She was actually in the over in the nursing home in Luverne at that time. So I was kind of making trips up this way anyway. So the job came open.
There.
Oh yeah, awesome. And Coach Dubose, you know, retired again or got out or whatever. So the job just happened to come open at good timing for me.
Yeah.
So I'd say I think it was around April or right at the end of the school year. So I got in there. We got to have a little spring. They let me hire a few coaches, and we just started kind of building that program back up.
When did you? So you came to Elba in 14. So you've been there.
No, Luverne in 14.
Luverne. I mean, it's Luverne in 14.
This is my fifth year.
Fifth year.
Fifth year, yes, sir.
And tell us how you've done.
Well, we've improved every year. The year before I came, Luverne was 5-6.
Yeah.
And we went 6-5 the first year, 7-4, and then 2 years ago we were 10-3, lost in the third round to Leroy, who went on and played in the state championship game, and then last year we went 13-2. We lost to Fife in the state championship game. So we just kept building a little bit, And
if I can remember, Fife ran an offense very similar to Crenshaw Christian, tried to just keep the ball away from
They
you.
did. They had a big old running back, a senior, and
that's
he was
what
really
they did.
good. They did. We set, I think we set or tied 6 or 7 Class 2A state championship records in that game offensively. Completions and yardage and first down plays last year.
What makes that little town of Fife? Now we're talking about it's up on top of Sand Mountain. It's the old country. You think we're country down here? You haven't seen country until you get up there in that part of the neck of the woods. And but they just love their football, and they have teams every year, don't they?
Physical guys. They just, like I say, they control the ball a lot. I mean, although we ran 81 plays in that game, and still lost. We didn't have any turnovers. We just, but our kids play hard. I'm telling you, this is exciting. I say every coach worth his salt, he needs to play at least once in that state championship game.
No question about it. And
because it's awesome.
Scott Riles is our guest, the head football coach at Luverne High School. And Coach, this year, now this was a real game. But prior to that, was that a regulation game?
No, so we played Geneva High School at Geneva in just a scrimmage game. Our main guys, played the first half.
Pretty good Geneva team too, wasn't it?
Pretty good Geneva team. Yeah. We got on them and I think at halftime 34-6 or something. But they had a few guys out and all that. They actually won this past week, so I'm proud for them for that. Yeah.
Well, of course, you open you open up your season at Georgiana, and Georgiana in the last 4 or 5 years has been one of the best 1A
best
1A programs in the state of Alabama, y'all, I hate to use this wording, but I'm going to use it. Y'all beat them like a yard dog, Coach.
Well, we
41-6.
Well, we played well. It was 34-6 at the half, and we running clock the second half pretty much, and
so
it was a good
you
game.
could have scored more.
Well,
right?
I mean, I don't know, but yeah.
You reckon what he'd done if he'd been on the other side of the fence?
Well, I don't know, but I can tell you, Georgiana coach Ezell Powell, head coach there, great guy,
Played
super
at
coach.
Alabama or Auburn? Where did Ezell Powell play?
I'm not sure, but
well, I know he played major college football.
He made and played major college football. Great coach. I mean, he's huge. When you're
Yeah,
standing
I know,
by
yeah,
him, you can tell. Yeah, he's huge. But they
he doesn't have any discipline problems, does he?
I doubt it. They won the last 4 games going in this year. Last 4 years, they won 44 games.
Oh,
so
man.
they've been averaging 11 wins a year. So
isn't that amazing?
Yeah, so they've had a really good program there. So
well,
we're
tell
fortunate.
Tell us what you did, and then we're gonna watch a little of it on film.
Okay, we well, like I say, we jumped out there on them, had a good drive, drove it down, and then I believe we blocked the punt. I had a bad snap, got some good field position, scored again. We got up 13-0 pretty early, you know, and kind of pretty much controlled the game from there on out. Our guys, understand. I'm telling you, we got a good, solid team with some good leadership.
What do y'all run out of the spread? Or
we run out of the spread.
And you've been doing it for a while, haven't you?
Pretty good while, just
Before
about since I started.
Spread, wasn't it?
Well, I played for a gentleman by the name of John Niblett in high school, and Tad and Josh, his boys, they coach now at
Josh
Foley
is
and
the head
Hoover.
coach at Hoover.
And Tad, his other boys, the head coach at Foley.
That's right, yeah.
Those guys were our managers. They were
That's
like
right.
in the first, kindergarten, first grade when I was playing for Coach Niblett. So
There's
I learned a lot
guy
from him.
Another guy that brought that offense to this part of the country was Bryant Vincent. That came
Yep.
to Charles Simpson.
I know Bryant Vincent
Now the
well.
offense coordinator at UAB.
That's correct.
He was one of the first ones, and
Right.
he learned it from Bobby over at Livingston. Bobby played with All-American Alabama. Bobby, I can't remember, but it's amazing how people start running those offenses, and you go back to some successful coaches, and that's what they ran.
Yeah, well, like I say, I kind of grew up on that, running it. And I also played for John Fairclough. You had his grandson Chip
So
in here.
you're hard-nosed, aren't you?
Yeah, John.
Wouldn't you
John
like
Fairclough.
to have Chip?
I would, yeah. He's a good player.
He's a good, fine-looking player, isn't he?
And I tell you what, I guarantee you better than that, he's a fine man. So.
You're right. No question about it. And
Yep.
you're right. No question. Let's go into our film, and some of it's good and some of it's not so good. And there, of course, Georgia out of blue. That helped you,
Yeah,
Coach.
this is one of the deals here. We were up 6-0. I knew we got the ball down there deeper and punched it in. Almost got a safety, I think.
You'll see Ozell down at the very end there. How
Yeah,
huge
there he
he
is. He's bigger than all his players.
They don't dress a real lot of players, but every one of them are
sir.
players.
Hey,
aren't
they got players. That's right. They don't have many that are not. Our little kicker, P.J. Rich, his first year, he's kick. I lost my kicker from the last 4 years. This may be the touchdown they run back. They ran a kickoff back. That was on the score. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No.
It's a foot race? No, it's not it.
We had good coverage there. That's our defense. At number 19, his name is Arian Gregory. You know his dad, Arian Gregory?
His daddy was a great one.
Well, let me tell you,
How good
Arian,
is
the
he,
boy we
Coach?
call him today, he's good. He was a 2A lineman of the year last year.
Is he a senior coach?
He's a senior.
And he's on several lists.
He's on all kind of lists.
Yeah. That's him, number 19?
Yeah. Yep. Coach Lindsay's listening. He needs to just go ahead and get him, Coach.
Yeah.
He's a good one.
And,
That's our
where do y'all
quarterback,
play him at mostly?
Tanner Simmons, handing off
That's
to
one where our cameraman fell
yeah,
asleep.
oh well. Our little running back there, Keyshawn Glanton, is just a sophomore. He's a good player, number 2. But that's him with the ball now on the little sweep.
Yeah. Now, who's your quarterback, Coach?
His name's Tanner Simmons. He actually has played cornerback the last 2 years, started cornerback for us. This year he's our quarterback. Tay Brantley, that's KG again, all the way around the end for a touchdown. I think this puts us up like 18-0. Yeah, here's the extra point, PAT.
Of course, people that have gone to Greenville, gone to the Mobile and taken the shortcut at Luverne and coming out at Georgia, they go right by this little bitty football stadium. And you wouldn't think that you would have all these people at that little stadium, but that was a large crowd, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a sweep. There's that 19 chasing. The guy made the tackle there, number 20, Darius Magwood. He's a good player. All right, this little guy with the ball here is Tyler Wilson. He's a really dynamic guy. Great runner, plays slot for us, can play running back.
Score from anywhere on the field.
Score from anywhere on the field. He's a big-time player. This guy here, Nicky Taylor with the ball, number 14, he's just sophomore. He can run too.
He ran a reverse there, but I bet you got a double. I bet you got a double reverse in yours.
We wouldn't do anything like that. It's just a zone there, and one of our real strengths, our offensive line. We return all those guys, and 4 of them are seniors this year.
They're big too.
Yeah, those guys are big. That's Tanner on a little scramble and not protecting the ball real well, but just kind of getting some yards, getting out of bounds. He's a good player, heady player, smart. This is Tyler Wilson again on the speed sweep. He's going to ease on in the end zone there.
So you have stunned the audience, I'm sure.
Well, I think we were at 26-0. I believe this is kickoff. No, that is Arian Gregory. If you want a good special teams player, he is dynamic just on special teams.
Number 19.
Number 19. He can cover like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean.
Now, do you play him on offense, Coach, or do you
we don't play him much. He just plays linebacker.
You tell him to sit down there and make tackles.
That's right. You just find that football. He could play offense. This is Keyshawn Glanton on the kickoff return. Our running back, he goes all the way with it. There you go. That's Gregory running beside him.
Look at that speed. Yeah. How much did he weigh?
He weighs about 190 pounds.
About
6'2",
He would be a great,
6'1",
strong safety, too, wouldn't he?
What you talking about?
He would be
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's P.J. Rich, a sophomore, number 32 on the tackle.
You got a big lineman there, too,
yeah,
Coach.
We weighed today, before practice, he was 304. 304. He is a good player. Richard Lord is his name. Yeah, Richard Lord. He's a fine player, good player. He started with us a few years ago. I would have thought he'd never play. That's a Tyler Wilson again on the pass.
And we're talking about going against probably one of the fastest teams in Alabama, probably.
Good speed. This is our quarterback on a little run.
But I don't see anything wrong with this footage. Pretty good footage.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, we missed a few, but
that's all right.
they missed a few.
Plays and some
you know who does it, don't you?
Does
the play-by-play down there. Johnny. Of course, y'all up by 3 or 4 touchdowns right here, aren't you?
Yeah, this is our backup running back who also plays some linebacker. Darius Magwood, he busted through that about a 20-yard touchdown run.
I bet y'all had a nice bus ride home.
It was. You know, those boys are spirited on that bus.
I bet. Yeah, I love. It's nothing like it. Nothing like it to ride back home after a big victory like this one was.
It really
a lot of scoreboard shows. We had a couple of them, and two of the guys took Georgiana. I took Lou Byrne, and wisely so.
This is all our younger guys in there now. This is the whole crew. That boy runs the 10th grader. Number 4 is a 9th grader. That was the running back. He actually plays quarterback on our junior high team.
Oh, boy, I was watching this guy.
This is number 80, Ashley Tate in there. A little 9th grader made a good play there.
I noticed him, man. He looked good.
Yeah.
41-6, Coach, over a very good Georgiana team. And, of course, the show's brought to you by our good friends at Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Trucks, and also our good friends at Trojan Auto Parts. Coach, a big victory like that, and who you got coming up?
We play New Brockton this week, the Gamecocks.
That's right. And of course, you're 2A, is that right?
That's correct.
I doubt if there's a better 2A region in the state than this one that you're in.
It's pretty tough. Goshen's good every year, year in, year out. Bart Snyder does a great job.
You could have seen them on film earlier.
Yeah. You need to save that for me.
And well, sure. And you can watch it again. They'll run it again.
There you go.
But they look like they have a lot of team speed. And
they do.
Against y'all, you better have that.
Yeah. Well, we got some good guys who run. In fact, our 4x100 team, which had no seniors on it, was a 2A state champion last year.
Oh, boy. What did they run? I know that.
I don't remember.
Run 45 or 44? Or?
I can't remember the time, but, I mean, all 4 of those guys.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, so we got some good speed.
That was a lot of fun going to the state track meet.
A lot of fun, yeah.
Seeing all these great athletes.
A lot of fun, great athletes. Our girls and boys track. In fact, my oldest son, Ryan Riles, he's our head.
I know. Well, that's right.
He's my offense coordinator, but he's my head track coach.
He's been with you a long time.
This is his 7th year with me.
When you first came over there, I went over there to interview y'all, and y'all were so busy I couldn't go.
So we're just trying to make it happen.
Exactly. And, of course, what a great environment Lou Byrne is.
It is.
Did you get any boiled peanuts?
Did I?
Did you bring me some?
No, I didn't bring you none.
Wait a minute, I bet
have
you got some in your truck.
No, I don't have any. Let me tell you, them peanuts gone. We clean them jokers out. Y'all, that thing is so huge.
It is so huge. The largest peanut bowl in the world is in Luverne, Alabama, and it's a lot of fun. Coach, injury-wise, how do you look?
Right now, we in good shape. I mean, you know, it is early. You always have to. That's something that's a concern with your practices. You know how you practice, when you go in full pads, when you go in shells, when you go in shorts, and what you do. You know, we try to keep our kids up and off the ground as much as possible. You see the colleges practice a lot, and they're real good at doing that. High school kids aren't all that good sometimes. Learning to stay up and all. But our guys are pretty good.
Let me ask you a personal question.
Yes,
Did you move back to the country, or do you live in town?
Okay, I still got a house in Grady, a place in Grady, and I still have a place in Satsuma. So I've had that place now. This is the 7th year, so we still got a place.
Of course, I know you like to hunt and fish too, don't you?
Well, I like to do a lot, but I don't get to do much anything. Very little hunting and fishing goes on.
Those boys do, though, don't they?
Yeah. You know what Coach Bryant said about those, leisure activities, about golf and all? He said, you show me a coach that's a good golfer, I'll show you a horse crap coach. So
well, let me tell you this. A friend of mine
so.
had a chance to go to Alabama one time under Saban's tenure. And he had a great interview, and Stallings was the coach. And he had a great interview, and he went back in the coach's room, and he said, all right, guys, this guy wants a job. How many people want me to hire him? Everyone up raised his hand. He said, no, I'm not going to hire him because he said he loves to play golf.
Well, that ended that for him, yeah.
Listen, the coach wants you to coach football. They don't want you to play golf.
No, that's right. And really and truly the way it is now. I mean, we got through with that state championship game. We pretty much the next week started getting ready,
exactly
in December.
Right.
And this.
Did you have a real good off-season program?
We had a great off-season.
Now, how about 7-on-7? What is your opinion of it?
Well, I actually like it in some way. I used to really love it back in the day when we really was, what we'd call gunslingers.
You work on something called timing.
Yeah.
Timing is very important.
You do. And really, the 7-on-7 now, if you do it where you really working your things and your stuff, it helps you. But everybody gets in there and wants to run defenses. You really never run in a regular game.
Usually it's so hot you can't breathe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we play 4, 5, 6 games in one day. We'll start at 9 and get through late that afternoon. And
you're going to be here. Listen, you're going to tell, now we're on Facebook now.
Okay.
1 billion people are watching us now. Are you going to come back every week?
I will try my best to come back.
And if not, you're going to send your top 8. Is that right?
My top 8. Hey, well, when I left, I had one coach cutting grass, one washing clothes, one was blowing out the locker room. So all my, I guess, top aides, they were working.
The head coaches I know, and this is probably going to laugh you out of here, the head coach did the laundry.
Well, believe it or not, I do it just about every day. And I already had it going a little bit, but the other guys do it. Well, we pretty much do it because we're in there more than
one
the
thing I love, ladies and gentlemen, at least their gear
teaching.
is being washed. Back when I played it, we stood our gear up in the locker room.
Yeah.
They didn't
because it was so bad.
Oh, it was terrible. No, it was terrible.
Yeah. Well, we wash every day, so I'm kind of in charge of that, except on Friday nights, Coach Brown, Tim Brown, who's my O-line coach.
Exactly.
He's on the wall in Troy University on the baseball and football team.
Oh, yeah.
You know that? On the national championship team. Tim Brown.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know Coach Brown?
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, sure do.
Great guy, great O-line coach. Our kids love him.
No question about it. Well, of course, this is the first of hopefully y'all play 11 games or 10?
Well, our goal is to play, including preseason, 16. So
that's great.
And that's our goal. That's to be playing in Auburn on December. December, So
do you really like this team?
I do. I like these kids. We've got. This is a good, I guess, close-knit team. Kind of a family-type team. They're overall well-behaved. I mean, they're kids, and they're gonna make mistakes, but they work hard.
Chemistry means a lot, though.
Awesome chemistry. I mean, literally, so far I've had just kids with great work ethic, attitude, and I'm telling you that makes coaching fun.
Congratulations, Coach,
fun.
And of course we'll be looking forward to next week and talking about a big victory over New Brockton right here on the Coaches Show and the Luverne Football preview, and of course with Scott Riles. And again, thank you so much.
I appreciate you, Mike Ames.
And
Thank you.
go Tigers!
Go Tigers. Thank you.